start up. All right.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to Omar BYT, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first episode of the True Ballers FC 2025, guys. And listen, we've got a bigger panel today, guys. We got my guy Josh in the building, Mike's as usual in the building, Prime is in the building. But yeah, man, Happy New Year to everybody, man. What's going on, everybody? What's going on, everyone?
All good, man. All good. It's good to get the show started again, bro.
Oh shit! Hold on, Josh. I think you're muted. Are you? We can't hear you, man. What's going on? Okay. Yo, Josh. Well, why don't you just get out and come back in? Yeah. Just go. Yeah, get out and try to come back in. Maybe it'll work then.
Well, it starts
But yeah.
2025.
Oh, unfortunately, man. Like, yeah. But listen, guys. Listen. How's your New Year been, man? How has your New Year been? Yes.
Yeah, good outside of this. I'm good outside of like football and stuff. Like everything outside of football is good, fam. That's it, man. Everyone's doing well, fam.
You know what's funny? I feel like this is one of the few times when I would say everybody here is just miserable about football in a week. You feel me, right? Maybe apart from our boy Josh. Like, I feel like Josh is probably going to be the only one because, you know, my team hasn't played in a while, but still, man, I'm still getting screwed over, man, with the whole situation.
I'm not miserable.
Oh, you're not miserable? Okay, all right. Cool. But listen, we are back again, guys.
Why has it been so long since a show, Omar?
I should be asking you guys because I've been available.
Oh, okay.
Come on. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm always in the group chat, always asking you guys, and you're like, listen, man, listen, come on, man. We had Christmas. You got people celebrating Christmas and New Year. I mean, I've been here. I've been doing my streaming. I've been doing streaming. I've been doing a lot. Okay, no one can say I've been hiding. I've been around. I don't know what you're talking. I don't know what you're trying to imply here.
Apparently, everyone else is. Apparently, you're busy. Okay.
You good now, Josh? Can you hear us?
Yo, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
There we go. But yeah. But listen. Like I said, man, it's a new year, like a brand new year, guys. 2025. Hopefully, it's a better year. I'll be honest. I think. What was the last time we did a show? Was it the obviously the one where I was getting cooked? I think that's the one, right?
It was.
Yeah, bro. And the funny thing is, I was watching Mike's channel, bro. He literally put like 3 clips on his channel of just the funniest moments in 2024, and it was just that episode, man.
That stream was so about. It was like
that stream was great.
Bro. I couldn't stop laughing, bro, because like you got fried that stream, bro. And it just kept going on and on and on.
No, you're right. But yeah, man, big up to everybody in the chat, guys. Before we get started, let me read some of the people in the super. We got some chats here. Big up to my guy King every single time. Big up to you every single time. Big up to Godfrey, man. Always here showing some love. Big up to Godfrey. Just big up to Omar in the chat. Smash the likes when you enter, people. Big up to everyone, man. Yeah, this is actually mine. But yeah, big up to King. He's shouting out the whole panel. Big up to Alfie. My guy, your guy Alfie, man. Big up to Alfie every single time. I like the show y'all be doing sometimes, man. Like the West Ham Arsenal show.
Yeah. It's always fun to do.
Big up to Shiny, bro. Big up to you every single time, man. It's just we take that riot. Listen, we'll talk about all of that. We'll definitely be talking about all of that. But yeah, Juve Corner Cast. Big up to you every single time, brother. Big up to you every single time. Big up to my guy Nick. Happy New Year to you too, man. Big up to you every single time. Happy New Year to you. And big up to my guy Catalan 094. Listen, man, we're going through a lot, man. We'll talk about that tomorrow on Friday. We'll talk about Barcelona then, man. I got a lot I need to get off my chest. I was going to talk about it today, but I was just too pissed off, man. Oh, yeah. Next time, bro. We got you. But listen. Let's get started, guys. Because even though, yes, it's been Christmas and New Year, the football hasn't stopped. I mean, everywhere else, I guess it stopped, but in England, the game must continue, and obviously we had a lot of games. I feel like there's a lot of stuff been happening during this past few week, right? As far as inside on the pitch, outside of the pitch, you got players getting injured, you got rumors, you got managers getting sacked and everything else. You see teams that are currently in relegation fights when they shouldn't be in relegation fights. We're gonna talk about all of that. But listen, we should get started on the show today and talk about the game that we actually saw earlier today, which was Brentford against Arsenal. Arsenal getting the job done, 3-1. It wasn't easy. It was let's call it for what it is. Listen, at the end of the day, I have my opinions on it. I'm sure you guys, you Mikes, you Prime, you Josh, definitely you all have your opinions on it. It wasn't exactly the most entertaining game, but hey, it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do, especially with the problems that you guys have been having. Like, obviously Saka getting injured. There has been all of that talk. How are you guys going to basically perform? And, I do have my opinions on it, but I would like to first of all, ask you, Josh, right? From an Arsenal standpoint, what did you think of that game and the performance?
Yeah, it was kind of a mad game, bro. I kind of looked at it of like two halves. That first half, obviously Brentford took the lead from Mbomo. Really poor defender from Arsenal. Calafiori getting caught out. This guy Kelly, he's not a left back, man. We signed him, paid a lot of money, and played him left back. I mean, I watched him for the Azuri. The guy's a centre back. This guy should be playing centre back. He shouldn't be our left back at all because he's getting caught out like this. And they took the lead. And then honestly, bro, on another day, so I mentioned in the chat as well that Raya save. He kind of saved himself a little bit because I think he missed it initially. And then the reaction, like off the line settings as well, man. I was like, no, that could have been 2-0. That could have been a totally different game, man. But then we did get that equalizer from Gabriel Jesus. Big up to Party, by the way. I thought we absolutely bossed it for us that whole entire game. This guy's been superb this whole season. He obviously created it. Jesus was there with another goal. To be fair to him, he's doing his thing. He's scoring goals. Let's hope he can do it consistently because I still think it's early days with Jesus. He's hit a good run of form, but it's all about whether he can do this consistently now because this guy has been very inconsistent. At Arsenal. So yeah, he got the equalizer. And then second half, honestly, bro, we came out totally different. I think Arteta, he might have got, the light bulb out or something. He must have said something to him at half time because we came out flying, man, in that second half. And, we got that goal. It's a very fluke goal, I'll be real. Listen, the goal's a goal, in it, but, Mika Marino scoring, it took a bunch of deflections, came from a corner, and then it was a bunch of deflections, and, Marino was there to follow it up. And then, we called the game off from Martinelli, man. And that second half, when we got the third goal, I think it killed Brentford as well because it was really comfortable after that, really. They didn't really trouble us defensively too much. And listen, for me, overall, I'm very happy with the result. Performances-wise, this season as an Arsenal fan has just been dross, if we're being real with it. And you as neutrals as well. I'm sure some of you may saw the Ipswich game as well. We've performed a lot like that this season. Very underwhelming. But listen, we got the result today. A Brentford side who are a decent side, man. They've got a good manager. They've got a good home record as well, man. I think only Forest, they had one of the best home records in the Premier League, apart from when Forest beat them, So, yeah, it's a very tough place to go to today as well. But overall, I'm really happy with the result. Obviously, performances need to be better. The final third needs to, we have to get attackers in this January transfer window. That is a must for Arsenal. As you said, Omar, Saka's injury is massive. He's going to be out probably for the whole season. People need to prepare themselves for it because I don't see him coming back anytime soon and we can't be rushing him back. So we definitely need attackers there. But overall, I think Wanyeri stepped up. He played on the right wing today. He looked really good. I think our two best players were Partey and Wanyeri, man. But yeah, listen, it's a good result. But it's still a long way to go, man, to catch Liverpool.
Straight up. I completely agree with that. Mike, what did you think of the game today, man?
Yeah, I know a lot of people thought Brentford would give Arsenal a game and stuff, but I've watched quite a lot of Brentford this season. They are okay team. They're a decent team. They started off really well because of their home record and stuff, but they are bare bones right now. A lot of people can talk about Arsenal's injuries as well. Brentford have been playing a left winger at left back all season.
Yeah, I think they have 8 injuries in their first team, right?
And basically most of them are at centre back. They're playing the youngster centre back as their third choice now. Vandenberg and Collins are the only fit ones. Keane Lewis Potter is a winger. He's been playing at left back the whole season, and the only reason why he's playing left back is because he's used to playing wing back and stuff. And don't get me wrong, Thomas Frank is getting the best out of what he has and stuff like that as well. But from an Arsenal perspective, it, as Josh kind of said, it's kind of how they've been performing all season. From what I've seen, is the sake of you've got more quality than most of the opponents you come up against because the quality in the league ain't that good anyway. But there's not a lot of even though you see the odd shock in the Premier League, there ain't many shocks that are really happen nowadays in the Premier League. Arsenal get over the line because they have more quality. Despite what we criticise them attackers for the level of Arsenal, it's still better than what most other teams have. Like Jesus, he's wishy-washy, but he's stepping up right now. But all this does for me is like what I say about West Ham when the manager wins and he keeps his job. With Jesus, it's a bit like he's scored now, so they'll look at that and be like, well, we don't need a striker. Jesus just scored. Jesus just scored and Havertz just scored and all that. It happened in the last season as well. That's how they'll look at it, unfortunately, with these clubs, because they're like, it's an excuse not to spend money and stuff like that as well. I was even saying to Alfie before on the show, like, Saka's out. He hasn't played Wanyeri yet. When he played Wanyeri look right wing, do you see that happening? I remember him saying that to him. But I was like, when I saw that today, I was like, this guy has actually learned a little bit, Arteta, of rotating. He's only discovered it 4 years in how to rotate a team. But Wanyeri played. Rice has been on the bench because Rice never got injured. He only got injured once at West Ham. But he's picked up like 3 or 4 like small little injuries at Arsenal because Arteta overplays players. Calafiori, man, like, do you know what it is with Calafiori? I don't like to judge people when they first come into the Premier League on their first season and stuff, but just to say for way it is, I feel like the guy, I said this when they signed him, if you sign a centre-back to play fullback, they're not used to defending wide areas, so they're going to get caught out and going to get got at. Unless they played centre back a lot in their career, that's his secondary position. I didn't watch Bologna. I didn't even know who he was before the Euros. But
that's crazy, isn't it? Me too.
He played at centre back a lot. He barely played at left back. But that's just from even seeing that. You're seeing it with, like, we'll get on to Man United later. But for example, like the Sandro at Man United, he gets caught out wide areas because centre back, your left back's your secondary position sort of thing. With Arsenal, like, okay, you drop Rice or you rested Rice and you got Partey and he played well in the 6 and stuff. Wanyeri played really well, finally got his chance. Arsenal always look like they're scraping over games and just about getting over the line. Like, you're getting a job done. You're still there mathematically in the title race and stuff. But I don't think this gives anyone, any Arsenal fan, any actual confidence that they'll actually get over the line and, you know, this will be their year to win the league. You're not really prepared ever in a transfer window. The Saka injury hasn't sparked any like active interest for you to go and replace him or go into like even get some competition when he was fit in the first place. Sterling was only really signed because Reece Nelson went on loan on deadline day as well. That was just to fill in the numbers. Getting Sterling just to fill in the numbers is crazy. But you don't have anyone up front. And before the Saka injury, we were like, Arsenal don't really have a left-hand side. Now without Saka, you don't really have a right-hand side unless Wanyeri can fill in that void for the time being. But it's a lot to depend on some of these, don't get me wrong, very talented, but of that age. He should be a guy who plays a lot more, but for the odd game now and then. He should be played a lot more than he already has. Like, you just need the players right now that you have to step up because you're not going to do anything in a transfer window unless it's a panic. Because Arteta's hinted at, like, unless there's something really available, we're not going to do anything. But you guys have been doing the same thing all season. Like, you'll still have one of them games where you may lose and everyone expects you to win and stuff like that, or you'll just get over the line like this, where you're coming up against another team that will give you a go, but they're also on bare bones as well. Like, Flecken and Raya were generally trying to have a mid-off today. I don't know what was going on in goal, but these two goalkeepers were both trying to have bozo moments. I like Raya, but I don't know what, like, that shot that he nearly parried in, that he saved himself with. I don't know. I don't know what was going on there. And even the goal, I know he wasn't expecting to finish. I know he should have been better defending, but come on, man. Still your near post. But overall, it's the same old Arsenal we've been seeing all season.
No, I hear it completely. Prime, what did you think of the game, bro? Brentford against Arsenal.
Yeah. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year to you, man.
Happy New Year.
Mike's the Lissandro Martinez thing. We'll get to that later because there's something I want to speak on about this guy. It's a failed central midfielder, but Arsenal. I don't get the people trying to hate on what Arsenal did against Brentford. I think, yes, it wasn't the best performance per se, but Arsenal did what they had to do to be a tough Brentford side. Up until recently, they were unbeaten at home. They've only lost one game. And yes, I know Brentford have injuries to players, but Arsenal also have injuries as well. They're also missing their best player in Saka. So, you know, if Brentford had a fully fit side, if Arsenal had Saka back, you know, we can do that all day. But Arsenal did what they had to do, and they just got the job done. I think all 4 goals scored weren't really moments of real quality. It was just more mistakes. But Arsenal capitalized on the mistakes that Brentford made. And that's what you have to do. Because if the game had ended 1-0 to Brentford, Arsenal fans would be talking about the chance Martinelli had that got saved, etc. And it is what it is. They did what they had to do, and now people are starting to realize Arsenal are now back in this title race. Something I've been saying all season since September, that they're in this race, and people are telling me no, they're not. Arteta's a fraud. He's this and that. I agree, Arteta is a bit of a fraud, I guess, but like in terms of this title race, they're still back in it. Will they do what they have to do in January? Probably not. But in terms of where they can finish in the league, they'll probably end up finishing second.
Nah, I'm really here. And listen, you know this, Brian, because you saw me earlier with Terry and the Football Terrence, right? And even I said this, where I did say that yes, you can see the difference when Saka is not in this team, right? Definitely, right? Like even the game against Ipswich, right? You could see like how they were struggling to create any, legitimate like chances in the game, right? Even the goal that they scored, Kai Havertz's goal, you could look at it and say, well, listen, it's a stroke of luck, but you got to be in the right place at the right time. And honestly, today was no different for me. I feel like when it comes to Arsenal, all the goals that they scored today, they were just in the right places at the right time. Positionally, they did their thing. And the question is always, okay, so but how long can this be sustainable? Where you're like, okay, because funny thing is, when I was watching, I had to go back and watch the game back because I woke up very early to watch the game, but I honestly had to go back and watch the game. And some of the biggest things I need to talk about is, as far as performance is concerned, I was very impressed with Ethan, right? Ethan today coming in the starting lineup, being played out in the right. I was surprised he got played out in the right, but he played out in the right. He actually did his thing. That third goal, amazing cross into the box, right? It completely went messy in the box and then fell into Martinelli's feet, and then he scored, right? But one of the players I need to call out, unfortunately for me, I have to call out Odegaard, because he was probably one of your worst players today on the pitch today, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like, people always talk about this guy's creativity. I'm not going to twist it. He has his moments where he creates. But this is the thing. I've always said, for me, Saka is the guy who's important in this current Arsenal team. And even though, yes, the last two games you've won, you can see the difference. You can see the difference from when Arsenal win when Saka is in the team, and when Arsenal win when Saka is not in the team. And I know, rivals are always going to pickpocket and point out stuff where they're like, oh well, you guys only score from corners, you only score from this, you only do that, people are always going to do that. Rivals are rivals, right? They would always try to basically downplay whatever you do, right? But what I will say is this: when it comes down to the title race, as Prime just mentioned, right? If Arsenal are truly in a title race, they need to start winning games ugly like they are today. You understand what I'm saying, right? They need to, like, at the end of the day, it's not about being pretty anymore, because you've just lost your best player, right? So now it's not about like, okay, let's entertain, let's make it look beautiful, let's make it look fluid. No, at this point, it's like, let's just gotta get the win however we can. Let's just be in and around the title race.
And it's about more players stepping up. Because I said this once Saka got injured, that it'll be one of two ways. Either Arsenal will drop again, like when Odegaard was out, or Arteta will, like, I guess, be more fluid with how you guys attack. Because it used to be always Saka and Inshallah. Every time you play it back to Saka, you play it back to Saka, play it back to Saka. And either it works or it doesn't work. But now, because Saka is not there, everyone else has to start playing and has to start stepping up. And it's been working the last few games. Now, how long will it be sustainable for? Well, Saka's going to be out for 2 months, right? 6 weeks?
That's the word. Yeah. But now we're here, and Josh, you just mentioned about him potentially being out for the rest of the season. The thing is with me is, I'm going to be very honest with you guys. Even if he does return in either February or March, I don't think we're going to see a fit Saka for the rest of the season.
You're not.
I don't.
Arteta will rush him back.
I think Arsenal will need to buy, maybe not necessarily a left winger, a right winger, but Arsenal will need to buy another forward to come into that side to help them with goals and help them with creativity. And you're talking about Saka, not when he comes back, he won't look good. I think the same case might be with Odegaard. He's just come back from his injury, and he's been thrown back into the Arsenal team. Maybe the fact because he's not looking good is because he's just come back from his injury.
Yeah.
And also, he's just had a kid as well. Like, people can say he's not the one that was pregnant, but like, listen.
That's the thing. Listen. I'm not a dad, but I've been around. I remember when I was a kid, I had little sisters because I'm the oldest in my family. I can tell you, man, like having if your parents,
you got to blame the kid, man. You got to blame the kid. That's the reason why it's been
and also
no sleep, bro.
Yeah, that's the reason, bro.
Mike, we're not going down your route of just leave the family. We're not doing that, man.
Hey, it is what it is.
Hey, I didn't say anything.
Yeah, hey, Mike, just because you're a deadbeat doesn't mean everyone else is. But anyways, Odegaard,
look at this, Mike.
And also, the way Arteta, like, you know, is with his players and always like basically a drill sergeant and stuff and running them into the ground, it doesn't help with Odegaard. I think he just needs time, maybe out of the side. But again, you're in a title race. You've just lost Saka. You can't afford to take out Odegaard as well. He needs to be in the team. So I don't know. Maybe if you guys can get through games and win games early and can start controlling games better, then you can take out Odegaard and let him have 10-minute rest at the end of a game, 15-minute rest, 20-minute rest. So
and I agree with your point. And listen, I do want to quickly move on from this, but I'll say this, right? Because I'm going to read some of the people in the chat because a lot of people have been saying a lot of things in the chat. I'll read your chats, guys. I would just say this. Honestly, for me, when I look at the problems with Arsenal right now, these are things that even like the most diehard Arsenal fans, some of them have been open to, they've been calling this out. If you look at for someone like me, who's not even an Arsenal fan, right? For someone like Josh, like you see someone like Lee, someone like Northside, when they call out the manager, this is the things that they always mentioned, where they were like, we're overpaying players like Saka. Why are we not trying to sign right wingers, right? Why are we not trying to go out and sign a striker, 20 goal a season, Premier League proven striker, or someone that can guarantee us goals? Why are we not going out there to find another creative player in the team apart from Odegaard? Why are we not going out to do this stuff? And when things like this happen, when you then end up having injuries of this magnitude, because look at the problem with Arsenal this season. Their biggest injury hits this season has been to their two best players. It's been both Saka and Odegaard. And you can see that is why Liverpool are doing so well as they are. City have fallen off, but yet Arsenal is still behind Liverpool, right? And which should not be the case, because everything that we've been told for the past few seasons has been, if City fall off, Arsenal are taking over. That's what we've always been told, right? And I always look at this and I've always said, listen, for me, I have to point the finger at the manager, because you should have been out there making sure to look at the holes, look at the areas in your pitch where you can say, all right, this is the areas we need to fix if we are going to end up winning the league, right? But they don't go out and actually deal with it until problems like this happen. And now you are in a position now where your best player in your right winger in Saka is potentially out for the rest of the season. Let's be real. Even if he comes back, he's not going to be 100% fit. We will not see a fit Saka for the rest of the season, right? Odegaard, I'm not saying he's not going to be fit. He will regain his fitness. He'll be back. But you just mentioned it. He's just come back from injury, right? And at the end of the day, he's not been playing very, very well. But at the end of the day, what can you do? They have to bring him back because he's literally the most creative player in the pitch, because you don't have any other creators in this current squad, right? But listen, at the end of the day, it was a great win. But but let me just read some of these chats and tell me what you guys think. Big up to my guy, Andrew. He says, Arsenal look bad in transition without Declan Rice. What do you think about this, Josh?
Yeah, 100%. Listen, Mika Marino, I know he scores today, man, but I don't know why Rice was really dropped today, because Rice, he's actually picked up his form massively. Even playing in the left 8 as well, like where people were saying, oh, he's a 6 and all this, which I do agree with. But in the past couple of games, he's been superb. And yeah, Marino's just not that same guy there, man. And yeah, I know he scores today, but again, it goes back to this window, man. Like the window was an absolute disgrace. You know, we're still lacking that Granit Xhaka replacement. I can't believe I'm saying it, by the way. But Xhaka, that season that he had, he was one of our best players, man. And we're not replacing Granit Xhaka. Yeah, Marino's came in. He just looks... He's good for like a squad player, man. He's not going to be, elevating you to that next level in terms of that being that left 8 that's going to elevate us, in my opinion. I just don't see it with him. Look, hopefully he proves me wrong, but right now I don't see it with Mika Marino. So 100%, and Rice has really picked up his form. But that's a position there that we still haven't replaced since Granit Xhaka, really, which I can't believe I'm saying. And it's the same with, like, as we spoke about with Saka, getting run down to the ground. But this is another problem as well. Who else is there? Like, this come back to recruitment. We signed, panicked by Sterling, Nobody wanted him, to be fair. And there's plenty of other winners out there, and we've had Saka for so many years. We've not ever got that backup for Saka. Someone to give him a bit of competition, someone to give him that cover there. We rely on Reece Nelson, and now we have to loan him out. And now we're getting Sterling, who's Sterling's injured now as well. And now we're back to this square one again, where we have no one but a young 17-year-old in Wanyeri playing there. So yeah, man, I think it's just a whole big recruitment issue at Arsenal in terms of we still have so many gaps in our team, mate. Yeah, we spend so much money, and there's still so many positions where we have to address. Like in this January window, 100%, we need attackers. That's what we need. We still haven't replaced we still not replaced the Bamian yet up front. Still not had a backup Xhaka yet. Still not replaced Granit Xhaka. It's still, how can you be 700 million deep? We still got so many gaps in our team. It just doesn't make sense, man. But yeah, going back to that question, we missed Rice today.
But yeah, big up to Godfrey, Arsenal fan. He says, at this point, we should just play Lewis Kelly at left back. We need to start playing Calafiori at other position. Bro, you know what? I didn't even mention this. This is the thing with this Arteta guy that really grinds my gears, right? This guy, his obsession in trying to basically buy players and play them out of position is something I will never understand. What is this guy's obsession with not just going out and actually getting fullbacks that can actually play at fullback?
This is not an Arteta thing. This is a modern, up-and-coming young manager.
But this is ridiculous. But he does it frequently. That's the thing. He's doing it a lot.
Maresca does the same thing, man. About play, he'll play the Sassy at right back. We'll play Reece James at left.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into that.
Our manager, these young managers do the same thing, man. So
yeah,
it's a new wave. It's a new wave. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, big up to my guy Basa React. Big up to Stop Making Sense. Yeah, big up, man. Make sure you guys like the stream. Big up to everybody. It says Brentford already lost all games in 2025. Wow, look at Nick being shameless. But yeah, he says Odegaard was trash. Godfrey says Odegaard was trash. I just mentioned it, man. He had a poor game. He was arguably one of the worst players on the pitch today. Big up to Jack Stone. He says, I think this is Hussam he's talking about. He says, Hussam talking shit about Arsenal. I hope Liverpool last month. Wait a minute, he says, I hope Liverpool last month.
Husam's been talking shit about Arsenal. I hope Liverpool lose to Man United. Trust me.
Oh, he's loose. Okay, my bad.
Well, he dropped the Arsenal gimmick, though. Dropped proper Arsenal.
No, but to be fair, listen, I was there. I was there on the football terrace when Hussam was basically Hussam was just being Hussam. Let's be real. He was trying to basically, because he expected Brentford to win and Arsenal won, and he didn't like the way Arsenal scored their goal. So obviously he was going to be a shameless fan, right? And that's what he was doing. Let's be real. He tried to make it seem like he wasn't. Come on, man. Like we know what you're doing. We know what you're doing, Hussam. But big up to Hussam every time, man. Big up to you every time. He says, big up to Starmaker says this team is more fluent without Saka. What?
I mean, it is, but it's not because of Saka. It's because of Arteta.
I mean, so what? Because he doesn't have his best player. He has to try. I said
that earlier because you're not reliant on Saka. You have to find your front three. Actually, have to start being more fluid and have to start working now.
No, okay, I hear. Big up, Josh. He says, Misfit Madness is saying hi.
Big up, man.
Big up.
But it's going to be interesting because once Saka comes back, whether it's this season or next season, will Arteta keep playing this way?
It depends if they perform, if they continue to improve. If let's say this the way he's playing right now, it actually ends up keeping them in the title race until Saka is back. What will he do then? Will he go back to the way he was playing?
That's my point. Knowing that it's Arteta, he will revert back to time.
Yep. And that would be the stupidest decision he would make. Because I'm sorry, if Saka returns, he is not going to be fully fit. You need to keep playing how you're playing until you show Saka is back to 100%. And even still, there's an old saying, and we all know the old saying, which is if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like at the end of the day, don't fix something that's working. Like at the end of the day, I don't get it, man. Like, but here he says Saka is holding Arsenal back. I mean, I think that's more on Arteta, not on Saka. I'll be honest. Thomas Partey was Arsenal's best player. I agree with this. Thomas Partey. Listen, Thomas Partey's contract is running out, and you guys have been hearing that. Apparently,
I think you want him, Omar, though, yeah.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. And this is the thing. I heard about this at first, and I was like, I don't think Arsenal. I think Arsenal will give him a new contract. But the fact that Arsenal is still not yet talking to him yet, like at the end of the day, Barcelona. I'm just saying. Listen, we don't have a defensive midfielder in our current team right now. Casado is filling that role.
Can he go back to Spain?
What?
Mike's, you're gonna say what I was gonna say.
Can he go back to Spain?
I'm just saying, bro. Hey, he's a defensive midfielder. We don't have, and that's the area we don't have. I'm just saying. I would not. Listen, I would be open, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but we all know Arsenal have been trying to get rid of Partey for a few years now.
Bro. Imagine this, right? Because let's be real, Prime. The reason
we're case by year round.
But Prime, we know the reason they've been trying to get rid of him. The reason they're trying to get rid of him is because of his injury record. But now, so the last season and
injury record.
No.
I think it's a different record, fam.
But Mike, we hey, Mike, let's keep it football. Come on, man. Let's keep it on the pitch, all right? Whatever's going to
one year we plays right wing, Partey should be on the wing.
Hey. This guy, I swear to God, right? This guy. Anyway, but listen, my point is, right? He has been fit for the past 2 seasons, not really a lot of injury problems, and he's actually been one of your best midfielders when he's on.
He's been our best player this season for me.
And that's my point. So I would be more than happy to have him absolutely in our team. I mean, that's the idea. We don't have.
We're probably going to keep Jorginho, mate, over him. So.
Would you be okay though with what did I do?
No,
I did something with the screen thing. Never mind. Josh, would you be okay with Partey being sold in the summer?
As long as we get like a proper replacement for him.
And
like,
that's the question, isn't it?
On his level, yeah, but no, because the thing is, like, he's running down his contract. Like, he can go as a free agent, and we can let him go on free.
And also, you can do any worse than Barca. Let's be real. If Barcelona look at him,
isn't Declan Rice your long-term replacement for Partey?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, but the thing is, this manager plays in Declan Rice in like the left 8 role. That's what he's been doing for the past year now. So, because a lot of people say, and I do agree, like Rice should be my replacement. Rice should be in the 6. Yeah.
He's been doing that because Havertz was supposed to be your left 8. But
yeah, exactly, bro. And it's not working out for Havertz as a left 8, bro.
Hey, if you want a left 8, we'll give you Nkunku.
Oh, mate. No,
you can't do no. But Josh, you can't do any worse than that. Nkunku is a good player. He's just had injury problems. He's actually very good.
People said the same thing about Havertz, bro. People said
no. But Nkunku is Nkunku. I did Nkunku more higher, bro. Nkunku, from what I've seen from him at RB Leipzig and even at PSG, he brings more to his game than Havertz for me. I feel like he's just had a lot of injury problems.
No,
and listen, but listen, let's read some of these chats because I do want to move on to the next team. But he says Arteta was playing Gear 2 the whole season. He switched to Gear 5 this time last season. Like the One Piece reference, I like it. I know what you did there, but yeah. I mean, listen, we'll see. He says, don't let the big up to Alfie, Arsenal fan, your guy Mikez. He says, don't let the result deceive you. We were poor today. Brentford practically gave us the ball. Yeah, I agree with that. You guys didn't exactly play the best, you know. It wasn't in the as far as performance wise, it wasn't the best, but hey, you got to win. Snot flick. We know who he's talking about. we know who he's talking about. We know who he's talking about because Liga does the reference every single time. Creative spark. Odegaard is a creator of false perception and images on him. He's more of a connector. He's more like a connector and more than a creator. I think what he's saying is he's better as an 8 than a 10. If that's what you're saying, then I hear.
I don't think he should play deeper.
You don't think he should?
No, because when he drops the ball and tries to go deep and like tries to dictate play from there, I think that's one of his worst games. I think he's good on the edge of the box trying to put through balls through, but I don't think he's necessarily creative. I just think that's the only thing he's good at.
Mikes, you know what? I'll allow you, bro. It's fine.
I'll allow it, man.
Anyway, Alfie again says, we've seen this before with Wilshere and Walcott. If we carry on the same, Saka will definitely be finished by 30 like Rashford.
Been saying this for years. Me and Alfie been saying this.
I mean, that's the thing, bro. And as a guy who's seen how injuries have basically changed my team, like I look at players like Ansu Fati, right? How great he was when he first burst into the scene, right? He was so incredible, but guess what, bro? They overplayed him and played him. Now the player can literally be stay fit for 5 games now. So yeah, I completely hear it, man. That's why I like that Barca. I'm saying the same thing about Yamal. I'm like, bro, stop overplaying these players. right?
Yeah.
I don't care if they have potential to be world class. Potential is different. Like if you look at a player like Lionel Messi was highly rated from like a young age. We're talking like 16, 17 when he made his debut, right? People knew this guy was the next big thing. But this is the thing with Messi, right? Messi wasn't playing 50, 60 games a season. You understand what I'm saying, right? He wasn't like, bro.
Yeah.
In the Barca team, he had players like Ronaldinho, Eto'o, Juli, and all of those, and Larsen, and all of those players ahead of him. Even though he was the crown, Juli the crown, they understood. Listen, we need to take our time with this player. Let's just slowly build him, because Messi was actually having a lot of injuries when he was young. So imagine if they were overplaying him, bro. We might have never seen the best version of Messi if Barcelona didn't take their time with him, right? Even with Argentina in the 2006 World Cup, he was 19. In 2000 what?
If you mean take their time, I mean he also got a super soldier serum, you know.
Who? Oh yeah. I see what you did there. But listen, even in 2006 in the World Cup, right? Many Argentinian fans wanted Messi to start. The manager didn't really start him that much because he was like, listen, at the end of the day, to be fair, that Argentina team was a gunman team, bro. That team was ridiculous. Like I can see why they were not, in any hurry to play a 19-year-old man. That team was too good. But big up to Juve Cornercast. It says, do you guys think Arsenal can win the Prem this season if they sign a top striker? I think that's been what Arsenal have been missing, similar to City before they bought Haaland. They won the treble. What do you think? Do you think that them signing a striker will basically change anything?
No, because Arteta.
Fair enough.
Arsenal don't play that way. What Arsenal need is they need a quality left winger on the same level as Saka. So you're not having Saka do Saka and Inshallah all the time.
But
So
that's the thing. They don't want a Saka. They don't want a competition for Saka, man. Some of these Arsenal.
No. I didn't say competition for Saka. I said someone.
No, but they don't. But that's the thing. That's what they need. Let's be real. That's what they need. They need a player who can.
That's what I just said. And you can get one. I mean, I said back in the summer, Arsenal should sign Ademola Lookman. He's one of the best left wingers in the world.
Yeah. I mean, imagine getting Lookman over Saka.
The Europa League hat-trick in a final. He's just won African Player of the Year. People wanted to tell me Sterling and Rashford are better. So
and also remember what they were also saying about him, Prime. They said that this guy was in the Premier League before with Everton and Fulham and didn't do anything. But listen, I'll say this. I would, if they sign Lookman over Sterling, like, bro, if I ask Josh, who would you rather have, Lookman or Sterling? Now I can imagine.
Oh, look, they're not even on the same level, man. Lookman all day long.
Look up to Prime acting this Prime guy. I swear to God, you think you're full of it, man. But yeah, listen, I'll talk about this tomorrow on my Barcelona stream. But big up to Misfits Madness. It says I wouldn't say Liverpool are unstoppable ATM. Basically, what does the ATM mean?
At the moment.
At the moment, okay. It says, as we still have gaps in the squad, like left back and centre back. What do you think?
You have gaps, but everyone else has gaps. So
yeah,
right now you're the most consistent.
I agree, but the way Slot is dealing with everything right now, I was saying
Slot is dealing with it better.
I was on Tony's stream yesterday. God help me. And if anyone's not watched it, I suggest watching it back, but maybe you shouldn't because it might give you a headache. He was talking about how he doesn't trust it with Salah. I don't like that we're just giving Liverpool the league. They might fall off. The Prem is a humbler. And I was saying, you know what? I agree. But do you trust Arsenal or Chelsea or City to capitalize on Liverpool falling off? Liverpool have missed Alisson for most of the season. They don't have a left back. Trent is the same guy that cannot defend, by the way. Van Dijk has not signed a new contract yet, nor has Trent, nor has
Salah. Yeah,
everything going on, and they're still doing what they're doing. They're dealing with the situation. That's what you have to do, regardless of what you have. Like the equivalent, like with Arsenal, if Arteta had just dealt with the situation better, particularly earlier in the season when you guys were getting sent off foolishly and losing games, if you had just dealt with that, maybe you wouldn't be top, but you would be a lot closer right now. So basically, I've been saying you have a squad good enough. It's on Arteta to get you over. It's not, well, he won't get you over the line. It's on your board getting you a better manager to get you over the line.
I mean, that's what they need to do if they're serious. I'll tell you that for sure. Let's quickly read some of these chats because I do want to move on. We've been here for a while. Big up to Misfit. Big up to you, man. Appreciate you, man. He says, big up to Star Makers. He says, I want Partey so bad at Barca. Hey, listen, me and you both, brother. Me and you both. He says, separate the art from the artiste, as they say. I don't know what you mean by that, brother. He says, Nkunku can play in a one striker system. I agree with that because even at Leipzig, he never really played as like a number 9. He played with with who did he play with? Who was the striker there? Was it Poulsen?
It was Schick.
Schick.
And Nkunku.
No,
listen,
Schick is the Leverkusen.
And Nkunku, he can't play 9, he can't play 10, he can't play left, he can't play right, he can't do anything. He needs to piss. All
right. Listen, we're actually segueing. Funny enough, we're actually segueing to Chelsea. Ipswich 2, Chelsea 0. I'm not gonna lie, Prime. I didn't actually watch the game. I actually had to go back and watch the highlights. But listen, one thing I know for sure is that my guy Disasi has been getting a lot of flames from Arsenal, from Chelsea fans everywhere.
Wait,
bro, everywhere
you're Disasi defender.
Disasi is not my guy. I you know what I mean. My point is,
I don't know what you mean.
Okay. Let me rephrase that since you wanna be.
Mike, if I ask you, is Bowen your guy, right?
Yeah.
So if you say my guy Bowen, I will assume you're your Mike's will never say my guy Lopetegui.
Oh no, he would use another word for Lopetegui, but my guy is not that. But listen, my point is, but here's the thing, Prime. What I'm saying is, all right, the Sassy has been getting a lot of smoke from the Chelsea fans. Now, don't get it twisted. He had an awful game, but would you say that was more of the fact that he was played out of position? And also, what did you think of the performance? The loss against Ipswich?
The Sassy, I've been defending him a lot since he's been at the club because he's been playing at right back and everything. Pochettino playing him as a touchline right back. Maresca making him play as a wide centre back in a back 3 when he should be playing in the middle. But it's up to a point now where even the basics he's getting wrong. The Sassy, I said this on the Lewis's watch along for the Ipswich game. He needs to stop playing football and go be a bouncer, man. I'm sick of it. Go be a bouncer. Go be a steward. Go back to being on roads or something, man. Because football is not for you, man. Drop the skin.
Prime.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm sick of it. I'm done. I don't even hate the Sassy, but it's annoying. Maresca, you have 3 fullbacks on the bench. Reece, I don't know why he's there because I tweeted out once I saw Reece was in the squad that we're going to do the Reece James gimmick where he's going to come on in the last 10-15 minutes and we'll win the game. You didn't even use the gimmick. You let us use the Reece James gimmick, which is and Gusto, like again, he brilliant last season, and Gusto's like he's my player, but I can't keep defending you if you keep performing poorly. He should have played Josh Achingbong because you've been talking about how great this guy is, and I rate him. He's a talented young player. But at least give him the game. Don't play the Sassy there again. Enzo can't keep playing games without protection in midfield. He's gassed out. Caicedo's also gassed out, playing so many minutes back to back without any sort of rest. Lavia needs to come back from injury quickly because we have no midfield depth. The only reason why people rate Levi Colwell is because he's mixed race and he's got a skin fade. He's not good at all. He's not good.
Damn. Your prime is.
We miss Fofana. Our attack was poor. And Nkunku, again, rip his contract. He shouldn't be playing for Chelsea. Felix shouldn't be playing for Chelsea. This amazing attack, everyone said that we had the best attack in the league. Notice how when we don't score goals, our attack, or when we don't score goals, our defense.
Do you think it's more, Prime, do you think it's more of, they don't think you have the best attack, but more of the attacking depth?
The depth is not good either. Our attacking depth consists of Nkunku and Felix, who are not good.
There's a lot of names, isn't it? There's not a lot of names.
Yeah, names, but not actual productivity. And this is something I was saying at the start of the season, where we need to control games because when our attack doesn't bail us out, like against Wolves, like against Brighton, these high-scoring games, when our attack doesn't bail us out, We have situations where we draw with Everton 1-1. We lose to Fulham. We lose to Ipswich because our defense just isn't good. Jorgensen played in goal. I don't necessarily even blame him. I want him to play more games. I'm sick of Sanchez. We play Ipswich, the only other team in the league that has the worst goalkeeper, and they don't start him against us. Their second goalkeeper is making save after save after save.
If that goalkeeper is good,
bro. Yeah, if Murray started in goal, that game ends like 5-1 to Chelsea. Or 5. What was the score? Yeah, 5-1 to Chelsea or whatever. 5-2 to Chelsea. And all of a sudden, people are praising our performance. But because they have a good goalkeeper now, and we can't defend. But hey, I expected this. I expected us to start the season brightly and go through a bad run of form. We're in this bad run of form. We're going to lose to Crystal Palace, and this fan base will explode. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to love it, man.
I mean, look, I'll say this, Prime. Prime, I'll say this, right? Even as good as you guys were, I'll be honest with you, personally for me, and this is just me. I'm not speaking for anyone else. I never thought you guys were going to win the league. I still thought, I would say, because I've even said this to you, Prime, where I said, I believe that you guys are going to step to the right direction, right? All you guys needed was a manager who can basically bring the best out of the squad that you have. But I think that if he basically builds a system which can bring the best out of most of your players, next season, when you guys go out in transfer, when you actually look at the areas that you maybe look at and say this season, okay, we need to go and look for this player for this position and that position. Then maybe I can then look at Chelsea and say, all right, cool. Maybe next season they can challenge for the league, right? But this season, I was kind of looking at it more of okay, Madagascar just arrived. I think the more of the objective is bring them back to Europe. You understand what I'm saying, right? Bring them back to like the top 6. Right? Make them basically believe that, okay, we have a team good enough and we just need to maybe just fix some areas and we'll be fine. I think that's what this season was supposed to be. And obviously, you guys had a great start to the season. You guys were flying for most of this season so far, right? So some fans, obviously, when you're top of the table, when you're near in and about the top of the table, people are always going to try to put you in that title race conversation. You guys remember even when Arsenal, in that first season that they challenged for the league, many people were thinking that Arsenal were either going to fall off, but many people said, okay, Arsenal in the title race. A lot of Arsenal fans didn't believe it until what?
Yeah, no, March, I don't like when people compare our season to Arsenal that season. Arsenal
no, and I'm not. I'm just saying from where you guys were last season to where you are now, people kind of look at it more of like Arsenal, because Arsenal were in 5th this season before they challenged for the league. So nobody was looking at them that season thinking, okay, this team is going to be the team challenging City for the league. So, and even when they were in and around the title race, right, some Arsenal fans still didn't believe it. They were still thinking,
but again, Omar, it's wrong because Arsenal were top from the first game up until March or April. Yeah, we have not been top at all season. The closest we've been is I think 2 points to Liverpool. We've not been top at all. So the fact that we're like,
and also but that's the thing. For that, I'll say this for you, Prime. You're more. I would say you don't follow the crowd. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you actually were someone who was looking at this from the outside point of view as a Chelsea fan, where you were like, listen, I'm impressed. I'm happy that we're doing well. I'm happy that we're in and around that area. I would love to be in and around that area. I would take it. You understand what I'm saying, right? You're not sitting there saying, at the end of the day, I don't want to be in this position. I don't want all that pressure. Listen, if they went down and win the league, great. I'll celebrate winning the league. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and put my neck on the line and say, yes, it is a guarantee. And I think that's where you were more looking at it more like, right? And a lot of Chelsea fans, to be fair, big up to Stop Making Sense. I think he just said it here. Some Chelsea fans genuinely believe that, yeah, you guys were in a title race, and I feel like that's why they were very angry with the performance. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, you're wrong. Well, a lot of Chelsea fans get like these past few weeks, up until this last week, right? But before that, I've been actually happy about Chelsea fans because it seemed to me, for once, we've got together as a fan base, all agreeing on one thing. We're not in a title race. We're just chilling. Because I've not seen our fan base agree on anything as a collective. Ever. Even when we won the Champions League, we still couldn't agree. People were doing player debates and player stands. We've never agreed on one thing. So the fact that everyone agreed, listen, we're not in a title race. We're just chilling. That's why I kept telling rivals.
We're just enjoying the road.
maybe you should
Enjoy
listen
the
to
road,
us.
basically.
Because if we all agree on one thing, and we never do, maybe you should actually listen to Chelsea fans about not doing it. Now, the fact Chelsea fans are angry again confuses me, because I mean, I get being angry about, like, in terms of the performance and losing to, like, Ipswich and stuff. I get it. That's not acceptable. Fine. But going over the top, that anger isn't justified, because we all agree we're not in a title race. So why are you angry? You've allowed the media and rival fans to gaslight you. I'm like, you see the way I am. Yes, I might be angry about the performance and certain players, but I'm not angry. I'm not crying, because I've expected this. I've been seeing the signs for months that certain things are not sustainable. When our attack doesn't perform, we can't defend and we are going to lose games. I've been seeing this. So I'm not, like, too angry. Chelsea fans being angry, it's because of all that. And also because they don't like Maresca anyway. They're
Maresca haters.
They didn't want him. So the fact people are turning and saying, I don't care, this is reactionary. This is a quote from a guy, his tweet. I don't care that this is reactionary. I'm Maresca out. Piss off. Like, what you're turning now, so we sack him and then what? Oh, Pot shouldn't have been sacked.
You will always have these toxic fans in every fan base. Like, every one of us here can talk about it.
But with Chelsea fans is the majority.
But and that's just true. And listen, I will say this. This is the thing, Prime. I'll be honest with you. I'm one of these people from the outside standpoint where I can say the Maresca appointment was a masterstroke. You understand what I'm saying, right? Because Pochettino was not good enough. I don't care that people are going to say, oh, but you know, he did well at the end of the season and all that. No, let's not ignore the rest of the season. The rest of the season was poor. He literally lost to a Liverpool team that was playing their third string in the Carabao Cup. That's not acceptable. You understand what I'm saying, right? And the fact that Maresca, who's just arrived from a championship team, has literally put you guys in a position where you guys are even thinking about a title race is incredible in itself. But let me ask the rest of the panel guys out. Mikes, what did you think of the Ipswich-Chelsea game?
Yeah, I only saw the highlights, like, recently, and, like, because I can't remember what other game was on. I think it was Man United Newcastle that was on. So I was watching that game. But with Ipswich Chelsea, the thing, as Prime said about the goalkeepers earlier, it's funny because both teams rotated their goalkeepers, but Ipswich actually dropped their keeper because Murray's just been sticking it out for time, and, like, it's always been hinted that he was going to get dropped anyway, because this guy was making the same mistakes at Burnley, and then he went into Ipswich doing the same thing. And Christian Wilson.
Sorry, Max. Can I just say, I'm sick of teams having standards whenever they play Chelsea. teams will get battered by everybody else, but once they face Chelsea, they have standards all of a sudden. Arsenal were in poor form, and then when they face Chelsea, they want to play good. Man United, they get battered by everyone, but when they face Chelsea, they want to be good. City were great when they played us start of the season, but now they get battered by everybody. I'm sick of it.
Or maybe you know what it is. Maybe it's just the luck of the draw, right? You just
I don't care. I don't care what
you just happen to be playing teams when they either have something to play for, or they either have new manager appointments, or you play teams when they're actually in good form. Like, I'm sure you would love to play City right now, but unfortunately, you're not going to play City.
We play City end of this month. Watch them be in good form when they face Chelsea.
To be fair, they just won. They literally just won. So who knows?
They're about to face West Ham United, so they will be in good form. Don't
worry, Mike. We will get into your game.
My manager.
But okay, all right. But quickly. Okay, so what did you think, Mike? What did you honestly quickly think about the Chelsea performance, and what do you think about Ipswich as well? Before I go to Josh.
Yeah, as I was saying, like, obviously with Ipswich, I've watched. I try and, like, keep tabs on as many teams as I can, like, especially on the promoted teams as well, because, like, I watch the Championship as well, so I want to see how they do in the Premier League as they transition in. With Ipswich, the common theme with them is they can switch it up and be direct at times as well as playing up from the back, but team selection sometimes from McKenna or just sloppy errors have caused them to lose games. Like, and I'm generally not saying this because I have an agenda, but Calvin Phillips and Ben Johnson got dropped against Chelsea. You saw what happened. They played against Arsenal. You saw what happened. They lost that game because guess who's the weak link? The guy who West Ham fans were bringing to the start for West Ham can't start for Ipswich. There you are. But this is the thing with Ipswich is that McKenna's a good coach. He gets the best out of, like, his ideas, like, going from the 3 to the 4, like sometimes it's 3-4-2-1, 4-2-3-1. He switches in between the two. It's good, but it's just with the players that he has, he's less naive than like a Vincent Kompany was with Burnley. But at the same time, like sometimes he needs to cut out the sloppy errors, and he's more ruthless because they failed to do that Burnley last season. They had James Trafford for most of the season, then put Muric in, two terrible goalkeepers. Christian Wilson got them promoted. But now he's come in and he had a great performance against Chelsea. And the thing is with Chelsea, I said, as we're talking about with the title race, I had many discussions with Prem. I said, if you're here by the end of February, I'll say you're in the title race because I'm not a man at the moment, sort of thing. Like I think we've seen a lot of teams like in their first season or their first patch with their new team where they're in the top of the league around December time. And then we say, oh, they're in the title race. Obviously, this team is a bit different because I actually think they look better than most of the teams we hype up. Even now, I know they've lost their 2 games, but they look better than most of the teams we hype up around then. They've got a good manager. I rate their manager. I rate what he did at Leicester. I know they had a difficult end of the period, but at the same time, Maresca's a good manager. We don't know if he's going to be the team that takes Chelsea to glory or whatever, but he's definitely capable of getting them to a league title eventually. I think next season for me. As Prime said, the defenders, the goalkeepers. I've always said Chelsea goalkeeper, 2 centre-backs and a striker, a different kind of striker. Not that Jackson isn't good enough, just competition for him and someone who's a different type. Like just so you can have 2 options of being a Jackson type and someone else with a different profile that also fits the system. Because Jackson's not a striker, but he's really good at what he does. And he's
good at what he does, but I think they need to do better. To be perfectly honest, listen, I'm not hitting on Jackson. I just think that Jackson, for where Chelsea are trying to go through, I think that he could be important to them, but I think that they need to bring someone else who's, I think, more, I would say, how do I put this? More respectfully, I would say they need to a better proven striker than Jackson. I think Jackson is good and can add goals to this team.
I agree. That's what I'm saying, a different type, just so you can have that kind of competition. You know how like Liverpool, when they can switch it up, they have Jota up front or Gakpo up front or Diaz up front, just someone that fills in the void sort of thing. But with Chelsea, that like they're doing well right now. They're going to get top 4. I can't see them dropping out of top 4 or anything. But they're going to have this as a bad patch of form or whatever in Maresca's first season or whatever. It was bound to happen because before the Fulham game, the last game they lost was at Anfield, and even then they played well. So these performances are bound to happen throughout the season. But it's just this: if they're performing like this in their first season, I'd still be worried. I'd still be worried about them if I'm a team at the top trying to challenge for the league title because they can only improve from here. And we're calling this a bad patch for Chelsea because they've lost 2 games in a row. Sort of thing. So I think it's just a blip. It's just a blip sort of thing. They're going to get through January. January is hard to get through, and then they'll be fine again, and then they'll get top 4, and then they'll reassess at the end of the season. Their ownership is ruthless enough to kick out the players that they don't need and get in the players they do need, and we'll see from there.
Completely here. Josh, what do you quickly think of the Chelsea performance against Ipswich?
Yeah, just quickly, like I just think, I do agree. It's just a bit of a blip for them. I think every team's apart from Liverpool's effectively had it this season, and I feel like they've surprised me really this season, man, in terms of the way how well they've done actually this season. Because I did not expect them to be, this consistent in the sense that, not title race. And I do agree. I just feel like they're still lacking in the defensive areas, and as you guys said, the goalkeeper side of things as well. Maybe that other striker there as well. But I'm very surprised the way how Maresca's came in and actually got them up there in terms of they're in a decent position right now. I feel like, I mean, I know it shouldn't be the standards to get top 4 for Chelsea. They should be getting to the back of the days of winning Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues. But where in his first season, of course, they're going to have these dips in form, and they'll definitely bounce back, I can see. And, I know they spent a lot of money, but if they can get a few more, areas, like if they prove their defense, like you said, then especially next season, man, I feel like Maresca seems to, actually know, what he's doing. And as Mike said about him at Leicester as well, he did a good job with them. So they surprised me this season, man. They really have. And obviously Ipswich as well. Obviously we played them last week. They gave us, they knew exactly what he was doing. And I rate McKenna as a manager. Obviously, they played like a back 5 against Arsenal, and then obviously he went with a back 4 for this game. So, I think Ipswich, I don't know. I still think they'll just go down, but again, they're not a team that surprised me. I thought they'd be a lot worse than they actually are. But I think overall Chelsea,
they're still fighting. To be fair, they're showing some fight now.
Yep.
Yeah, they kind of remind me a bit like Luton, like last season, because Luton. What's the Luton's manager's name? Edwards, wasn't it? Rob Edwards.
Rob Edwards, yeah.
Yeah, I rated him as well as a manager. And Luton, again, they surprised me with how well they did last season. They just, of course, missed out in the end and they got relegated. So I think there's still a chance that they could stay up. But obviously Hutchinson as well, man. He was at Chelsea, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was at Chelsea.
Is he on loan?
No, they got him on a permanent. He was on loan last season. They made him a permanent this season.
He scores written in the stars for that.
Yeah, backflip and everything, fam.
Yeah, man.
He's a former Arsenal player as well. Didn't you?
Yeah,
Chelsea get him from Arsenal?
He was in our academy, man. Yeah, he was in our academy, and then he went to Chelsea, and then man, written in the stars.
I hear. Well, listen, let's quickly read some of these chats before we go to the next point. Big up to Misfit Madness. It says, I wouldn't mind Danny Olmo at Liverpool in your dreams, mate. Hopefully not. Hopefully not, bro. As personally, I am not impressed with Szoboszlai this season. I think he's been average, and we've got Danny Olmo. I think we will improve. Yeah, he would improve your team, but listen, I'm not trying to see him over there. Absolutely not, man. Big up to it says Chelsea fans always throw their players under the bus. I don't know if my Prime is here to hear it. I don't know. Maybe he's right. What do you think, Mike? Do you think they throw their players under the bus all the time?
I think every fan base has a certain scapegoat at times. I don't think it's a Chelsea fan base thing. As much as I don't like Chelsea, it's not just them that do it. Everyone does it, but I also don't feel like it's the general Chelsea fan base. I think it's always the online guys that will be like, it's all their fault. Like Disasi's bad. Disasi was bad. I don't rate Disasi, but it's not all his fault that they lost. You know, like I didn't watch the game, but it's never down to just one person all the time, unless it's the goalkeeper where someone loses. But everyone does it, man. Everyone does it.
Big up to Stop Making Sense. It says, I think Chelsea attackers aren't scorers. They have scored. They can score goals. They just don't have that guaranteed goal scorer who can, basically put the 20, 25, 30 goals that they need.
Yeah,
they don't have that. It says, there's started their fourth goalkeeper. Hey, listen, Jurgensen. I did Jurgensen higher than I did what's his name, Sanchez. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Why Chelsea fans are crashing out? Didn't they say they are not in the title race? Yeah, that's what Prime was basically mentioning earlier when he talked about some of the fan base. He's more of the Maresca others who are like trying to do the whole title race thing. Yeah, big up to Villa fan. Big up to you, bro. It says there is no title race. Okay, cool. He says could have been a draw. Big up to Stop Making Sense. So big up to Stop Making Sense. It says Mikez. I guess it's for you. He says he played good against Arsenal. Calvin Phillips.
Listen, well done.
Hey man,
that's a good game in about 5 years. I'd rate him. Shout out to him.
Because it says if Chelsea had a good backline and a better keeper, they would piss the league. I think that's what they're missing, and I think next season they will deal with that situation. So if they sign a goalkeeper next season, that was 5 goalkeepers now? Jesus.
Gee.
I think they even have a keeper who's in Belgium, in Genk. He's like a 16 or 17-year-old. Is like considered as a youngster. Yeah. And maybe they should bring him in. Maybe he might be the guy. There's Maresca is due a purple patch. He had one at Leicester City and almost bottled the league. Do you think he was do you guys think that he was kind of in his purple patch in the start of the season? Do you think do you guys think that he's still yet due to have his purple patch?
It's just a bounce. They had that new manager bounce where but basically, when a new manager comes in or a manager gets their new team, nobody knows how to defend against them. Nobody knows how to prepare against them because they're still new in their tactics. So everyone's waiting really on that one team to nullify them. Like for example, I always use the example of when Arteta got the team as Zinchenko and Jesus, and they were their first title challenging season. No one knew how to nullify Arsenal. No one knew how to play against them. There were teams trying to set up too high or too low. Then Newcastle came about at the Emirates and set up for the 0-0, and then everyone used that format. People are still waiting to use that against Chelsea right now. Like they're still waiting to use that type of tactics where they can nullify Maresca because it's still new to the Premier League. It's just the only people that really know about it is McKenna, who faced him against Leicester last season.
Nah, I hear it. Big up to Chelsea fan. Big up to you, bro. It says big up my friends. Big up to you, man. Sure. He says Ipswich was the better team on Monday. Listen, fair play to Ipswich, man. I think they did well. They performed well against Arsenal. Defensively, they were very, very good structurally. They lost the game, but listen, at the end of the day, they nearly left that stadium with a point. Like that chance that they had right at the end. Good Lord Almighty, man! I was doing a live watch along, man. When he had that shot, I was like, please, man. Oh, it would have been so funny to see them equalize right at the end. But yeah, listen, man. Good luck to Ipswich for the rest of the season. I'm not gonna lie, man. I like seeing some of these teams, this Ipswich that I don't really see in the league, coming into the league and actually showing fight. Like it, man. Matty Cash was our scapegoat, but our main problem this season has been Diego Carlos. Yeah, Diego Carlos was a player that was he was actually one of the best centre backs in La Liga in Sevilla, but dude, he has not been a good signing for these guys. I'm not gonna lie. We need a goalkeeper, a centre back, and a forward. Yes, I think that's what Prime is alluding to. Up to that Mike. I think his name is the Calvin Phillips part, bro.
Yep.
Hey, yo, Villa fan is here for the smoke, man. Funny enough, we're actually segueing to that point. Let's segue, ladies and gentlemen.
I agree.
Shut up, Prime, bro. Shut up, Prime.
Let's segue, ladies and gentlemen, to obviously the Sunday game. West Ham 0, Liverpool 5. I watched your match reaction. You left in the. No, of course. Hold on. There was some fun. West Ham fan gets to go first, but I'll quickly just say this. I watched your match reaction. Your partner, you left in the 78th minute. Did you?
Yes.
You left in the 78th minute, brother. Oh my days. Hey, listen. I'm not gonna lie. If I'm in the stadium and I'm watching my team getting battered 5-0, I'm sorry, bro. Listen, I love my team, but dude, I'm sorry, man. Like, I am not gonna be sitting out here, right, when the match is over and seeing all the fans start going crazy outside, man. Listen, I'm gonna leave while things are still quiet.
You're not a real fan, man. You're not a real
fan. Hey. We'll let the West Ham fans speak first. All right, order, guys. Let's just say this, okay? Obviously, I'm sure Mikez has a lot he needs to get off his chest because he was fuming during his full match reaction when he got home. I watched it. He was calling out Ray. Ray was getting smoked. Everybody who was in the chat who was talking basically shit was getting smoked. But yeah, Mikez, it's been what? 3 days? 3 days since the game. I'm sure, that's why I had to give you a few days. Hopefully, you've kind of calmed down and give a better assessment of the game. What did you think? I mean, obviously you were there, so you had a better view than the people who are watching the game. Talk to me, man. Talk to me.
Yeah, same as always. Like looking at the lineup, we had 3 fullbacks on the pitch, and the one that started in their right position was the worst one in Vladimir Sufel. Emerson was on the left wing, and Wan-Bissaka was at left back. So thanks, Lopetegui. Also, Souček and Rodriguez was suspended. Cool. So Paquetá, Soler, and Alvarez midfield. Cool. Alvarez is I don't know. I feel like Alvarez is another one of these players that should retire from football. I don't know, like sell fish on the street or some shit. I don't know, open up a pop-up shop or some shit. I don't fucking know. Like open a betting shop. Do something. Like just go into a different profession. I'm sick of the guy. It just takes too many fucking touches. But any like midfielder that takes too many touches on the ball does my head in anyway. But like someone like Edson Alvarez generally tries to think he actually is better than he actually is. Same with the square-headed idiot that's Mavropanos, head shaped like a cardboard box, bruv. Like nothing sharp about him but his head shape. The only thing is sharp about him. Like generally one of the worst. Well, not even one of the worst because this guy played like a Ged last season. I moaned a lot about Naya for Ged being weak, taking too long on the ball, being one of these ball playing centre backs that tries to overplay as a ball playing centre back, and Mavropanos is the exact same. I don't know. The guy should just he should also just retire from football, sell fish, open up a pop-up shop, as I said with Edson Alvarez as well. Just join each other, just do something else. I don't know, open up a YouTube channel. Maybe you could join one of us on one of these streams or some shit. I don't know. But like he's another one. Sufal's a bum, generally one of the most non-footballing footballers ever. Can't pass, can't shoot, can't dribble. Generally like one of these drunk Sunday League fat bald men that you see on Sunday League every week. but instead he's just not fair. He's just got the receding hairline of one. He's just got the receding hairline of a dead. He's got the receding hairline of a deadbeat father, alcoholic. But this is the thing with Mohamed Kudus. He actually played in his right position and played well. Who would have thought it? It's almost like it's not him throwing away his or having a bad attitude, or like because Lopetegui's managing him. It's because he wasn't playing on the left wing. He was playing on the right wing, and he was playing in his right position. When he plays in the right wing or the middle, you actually see him play well because guess what? That's his right position. I was complaining a lot last season about a manager playing players out of position. I'm just seeing the exact same thing, but just a Spanish version. Literally, everyone knows what I call him, the sangria. You know the rest. I won't repeat it, but you know, you know, if you know, you know. This is the thing as well. Like Bowen's out. Bowen's out now. 6 to 8 weeks. He got injured.
That is literally the icing on the cake for a shit week, isn't it, man?
What a way to end the year. What a way to end the year. What a way to sum up 2024 as a West Ham United fan. It's Bowen, your best player, best finisher, most likely to score a goal. 6 to 8 weeks. Going to come back by March. I mean, the thing is, what's so funny is that, like, I'm not even worried about, like, finishing lower in the league or anything, because we've proven this season that we can find the odd result when we're like awful, because the other teams that we face are even worse. Like, we just scraped past Southampton, but Southampton didn't look like scoring past the chances they had. Once you don't finish the chances you have in the Premier League, those chances don't really come back, especially if you're Southampton, bottom of the league. You got to take your chances that you actually create. We created one chance and we scored it because we had Bowen. But even then, maybe Somerville might actually get some minutes. Maybe Somerville will finally get released. If I was Somerville, I would just go around slapping up this manager like Tadibo did. Like, I think they should all just rush him, to be honest with you. Like, just rush him. Just rush him. I don't care at this point. I don't care. When said don't incite violence, I will on this manager, bro. You should just go and rush him, bro.
Mike just woke up and chose violent, bro. He's hiding.
Listen, I don't care. I don't care at this point because I don't care about the season. I said the season was over after game week 5, and I'm negative for saying that. So it's fine, isn't it? It's fine. Like, it was over after the Chelsea game because I knew exactly what to expect, because we change the way we play all the time in terms of the style of play, in quotation marks, in terms of the fact that we go long or we strictly go short and then go long. What's the point of passing it short to then sending it long to then get not winning your aerial duel, getting hit on a turnover, hit on a counter, and then you're just constantly conceding chances. It's like if you play FIFA, for example. It's like you play FIFA, you're coming up against someone, yeah. You're constantly pressing circle or B just to clear the ball, and then the ball comes, and then they have the ball again once you actually get the ball. It's like when teams set up on the counter or teams set up in possession, when they lose the ball, the players actually help each other around. Like, they're showing for the ball and stuff. None of these players are showing for the ball. We don't look like we're being coached. We look like we're undercoached on and off the ball. It's the same every season. It's like, I don't know whether a Lopetegui team is meant to be hard to beat or good at scoring goals, but guess what? It's neither. It's neither. As much as a phrase, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. I definitely would. I would love to see like a team I actually hate have a manager like Lopetegui, because I don't deserve this. I generally don't deserve. I didn't want this. I didn't want this to happen. Like, I didn't want this kind of change. I want to change. I didn't want this kind of change. But we've discussed this many times before, the managers we could have got and all that nonsense. But this is the thing as well. There's like things coming out from the club about, he's going to have 2 games left. Okay, those 2 games left are Man City away and Villa away in the cup. Let's say I don't think he has those 2 games left, because he will just keep his job anyway. Then he's not going to win against Unai Emery. He hasn't in about 3-4 years. And against Man City, good luck. It doesn't matter how bad Man City could have lost 20 games in a row before they faced West Ham United. We didn't look like scoring against Southampton. What makes people think that we're going to get a result against Man City? Liverpool just played with us. Liverpool was just like, we'll get the goals and then cool. We'll just do our thing. They're basically doing what they did all season, but I generally think they expected a harder opponent. They expected someone to actually give them a better, tougher game. And this is the problem as well. Everyone's blaming, like, listen, I don't like some of these players, but even the players I don't like, there's more to get out of them. There's more to get out of the players even I don't like. Even though I called Mavropanos a square-headed drunk guy, there's more to get out of him. Even though Edson Alvarez should selfish instead of playing football, there's more to get out of him. There's nothing to get out of Vladimir Sufa. There's nothing to get out of him. I can say that for sure. He's just helpless. The guy generally plays like he's shitting himself every time he has the ball. I've never seen a man want to get rid of a football so much in my life. Like every time he just turns on his right and makes the angle hard for himself. You know, in football, when you're first learning football, like as a kid, they always say your first touch sets you up for your second and all that. Soufal brings the ball outwards onto the touchline, so he has less of a chance of passing to his teammate. So you can then clear the ball down the channel, and the opponent gets the ball. These are the kind of players I'm having to deal with. Thank God his contract runs out. Thank God his contract. Just retire. I don't think anyone else deserves to see you play. No other club deserves to see you play. It said maybe you should open up a market as well. Maybe open up. I don't sell CDs or some shit. I don't know. Sell finals. I don't like the football's not for some of these players, bro. Like with the whole Antonio thing that unfortunately happened and our Bowen injury, we ain't got anyone up front. Because as much as Fulkrug is there,
you got Kudus, man.
Couldn't say the striker, fam. Like, because this is the thing. Like, even if Fulkrug is there, you see with these tall strikers, yeah, that play for West Ham, they don't get service. They don't get service. Like, and people can be like, but it's under a different manager. Yeah, this manager is even worse. Like under David Moyes, it was like Skamak and Haller never got any service, but they do well at other clubs. This guy was doing well at Dortmund, and he's going to stink at West Ham because he's not going to get the ball. Even if we had some people be like, you should have signed John Duran. John Duran wouldn't have got the ball at West Ham United. John Duran wouldn't have got the ball. He wouldn't have. Like, because look at Aston Villa, they set up for their attackers. West Ham wouldn't have given him the ball. And even then, this fan base online would have written off the striker in 30 minutes. This is what West Ham fans do. They hype up the new signing, like myself. I might give you like a bit of analysis of why he might fit the team. But guess what? If they haven't played in the Premier League before, or if they barely played in the Premier League, I'm going to give them a season because I can afford to do that as a West Ham fan. It's not like your three clubs where there's actual pressure and stuff like that, where like you got to win now and stuff like that. Even though I would love to win now, cool, whatever. Like I'll give them a season. This fan base will write them off in at least a 20-minute cameo and say, why the fuck did we sign him? I will blame it all on the new signing. Like, this is the problem with the fan base. And the thing is, there's been a couple scapegoats. Like, we're talking about scapegoats earlier. There's been a couple scapegoats. And listen, like, Guido Rodriguez, for example, like, he's not the greatest, but he was meant to be signed as a squad player, as a backup for Edson Alvarez. But being a backup for Edson Alvarez, boy, get your life in check. Get your life in check. You're back up to him. Jesus fucking Christ. Alvarez, I don't know, man. He should learn Chinese, man. Just learn Chinese. Learn something else. Learn a different language. Get the fuck out of my club. But this is the thing as well. Guido Rodriguez is scapegoat. Fulkrug is scapegoat. But Fulkrug doesn't get the ball. We're using Fulkrug as some B-Tech Andy Carroll where he just lump the ball in the air and he's just winning flick-ons and shit like that. And even then, if he's winning flick-ons, we don't set up around a striker to win a flick-on. It's all good playing long ball football if you can set up for that. We don't set up to play possession-based football. We don't set up to play long ball football. I'd love to enjoy watching my team play football. But even then, yeah, I don't wish for a certain style of play has to be played at West Ham United. But I would like an identity. I would like some form of identity. I don't actually care what it is. Just get the best out of what you have. You got like Kilman and Tadibo at the back, for example. Tadibo's only been benched because obviously he wanted to fight the manager. And I have to put up with Mavropanos. But every time Tadibo comes out on the pitch, he looks like our best defender. Very pacey, very strong, good positioning, good tackler. He just doesn't really get outstrengthed by anyone. And he's good in the air. If he actually played for a team that was serious, we'd be talking about him like one of the better centre-backs in the league. And one of the most exciting new signings of the new season.
I think that's not wrong. That's the thing. Let's be real. He's a highly rated center back. Before you guys signed him, I remember when you guys signed him, it was a big deal because this guy was being linked to Juventus. He was linked. He was being linked to big clubs, right? Teams were looking at him as potential replacements, right? So absolutely right. I think that absolutely he's definitely important to your team. But Josh, I know you got to go soon, so I'm gonna go to you quickly to you before you do go. But listen. What did you quickly think of like the West Ham game, Arsenal game? Oh, West Ham Liverpool game.
Liverpool. Sorry. Yeah, listen, Mike, I know we're like London rivals and all this, man, but I got a feel for you, man. I'll be real. Like, why is this? I don't understand. Like, what are they waiting for to bin this guy off? I don't get it. Like, there's managers out there. You know that one you're talking about, the Porto manager, yeah, the one you wanted. Like, was it Conceição? He's gone. He's gone. Yeah, he's gone, bro. These managers are going now, man. You're running out of time. You need to get this guy out ASAP. I don't understand it. I don't get what they're waiting so long. And there's managers out there available right now who'll come in and instantly get out of some of these players because it's just like, yeah, you man got battered, absolutely bad at home as well, man. You know, like obviously you was there. I don't blame you for leaving as well, mate. But you know, Liverpool as well. I mean, they are scoring goals for fun. You know, they battered, destroyed Tottenham 6. I know they drew Newcastle, but you know, they still bagged 3 away from home, guys. St James's as well, and obviously 5 against you. You know, they're doing absolute bits this season, and it's gonna, as I said, for me as an Arsenal fan, it's gonna take a lot. Even if they do slip up, we have to, like, it's going to take a lot to catch them and overtake them as well, because we have to do our thing as well. So yeah, they're looking really good. They're doing their thing. You know, Salah's on absolute smoke for them this season. And overall, I mean, you're lucky it wasn't more than 5 as well. But it's like, for you guys, the game's coming up, as you said. I mean, you got Man City next. Yes, Man City are obviously, you know, losing. You know, they're not in their best form whatsoever. They did get the win against Leicester, yeah. But you got Man City, and I think you got Villa in the cup, and you got to go Villa Park later on in the month as well against, as you said, Emery. And then I think, you know, you got Palace coming up. Like, surely there's got to be a cut-off point for this manager, man. When will they actually realise that this? Don't get it twisted. This guy should have been sacked for me all the way in September for you lot, yeah. Because even when this guy came in, you know, I said it before, like, weird decision to get a guy who almost got relegated, well, had a poor spell at the Premier League with Wolves, but. When will be the cut-off point? It's like, because surely, like, for you, Mikes, as well, like the whole West Ham fan base, surely the whole West Ham fan base has had enough, no? Or is it still, is there still fans who are just, like, backing it?
So it's this, again, with what Prime said about the Chelsea fan base agreeing with each other, this is the first time I've ever seen the West Ham fan base agree. Like, everyone's unanimous. That's how bad he is. Everyone's unanimous. They tried. Don't get me wrong, I was seeing nonsense. I was seeing a lot of nonsense. He inverted Alvarez into a centre-back role from midfield. I don't think they know what inverted means. I think they're inverted themselves. But this is the thing, like, if you can't invert someone from midfield to centre-back, if they're already in the centre, you absolute wanker. Like, it's got to be from the side to the middle. I don't think they know what inverted means. It's just like, it was saying, we're improving tactically, we're seeing more West Ham play more as a team against Brighton and Bournemouth. When we're coming up to a point where Brighton and Bournemouth are good teams, but when we're celebrating draws against them, I think we need to end the season. I'll be very happy. People think I'm mad, but at this point, delete the club. I generally couldn't care less.
Mike's is
just delete the club. I don't care. If West Ham disappeared tomorrow, I would get to live peacefully, and I probably wouldn't like get a heart attack at 35. Probably like this is the thing with this club. It would actually probably let me die of old age.
You know what's funny? I'll say this before I met you, Mike's, right? I've always been like the few people I've seen who are West Ham fans. I remember Spencer Owen, he was a huge West Ham. He's like one of the bigger West Ham fans. He was actually very calm, but when I really started watching West Ham and watching your fans, I realized, these fans are actually nuts. I never really understood it until like I really started to watch West Ham regularly. I was like, if I was surviving, if I was supporting this, I would always be pissed off. I would always be pissed off, man. Like the thing with West Ham is they try to, obviously the owners have this ambitious mind where they feel like they want to take this West Ham team to basically make them one of the best teams in the league, right? The team that's competing in Europe. No. Let me finish. Basically, they want to basically make West Ham a competitive team in European places, right? Top 6, top 7, Europa League, Champions League. That's the plan. That's the idea. That's why you see them trying to go out and actually compete to sign some of these bigger players, right? But the problem is this. It's more than just to basically take your club and bring them to where you want to take them. It takes just more than just buying players. And I feel like that's what your ownership doesn't understand, right? Because they went out in the transfer window, had an incredible transfer window, bro. They brought so many great players. Where I was like, West Ham actually did well in the transfer window. And then I remember, they got Lopetegui. And I'm like, bro, that is the problem with you guys. You always go out, get the players that is going to improve your team, but then you go and mess it all up by go and hire the wrong manager, right? When there are other managers out there who are available, who can bring the best out of this current West Ham team. And that's why I say, for me, they have the ambition, but clearly they're not wise or smart enough of bringing footballing people who can actually take them to where they need to be, where they want to take them.
Do you know what the problem with that is? The ownership don't have...
You go, Prime. Take your time.
Yeah, go on. No, Prime, go on.
No, Prime, finish your point, Mike. Because I know Prime is going to be going. He's going to go for a while. So you finish your point, Prime. Mike.
Hey.
This is the thing with the ownership, yeah. You see, before Tim Steidten was at our club, it was just, as you said, big name players, money, but it was signing players through agents. That's how the club used to roll. David Sullivan and stuff, and David Gold, whatever, and Karen Brady. Now, he wanted to get a director of football in. Cool. You got Tim Steidten. And the thing is, Tim Steidten runs the footballing decisions transfer-wise. But the problem is, he's not giving him the full power to get his own manager. No, even if Lopetegui was to go, he wouldn't be given the full budget to, pay compensation for a manager, like to be allowed to get a manager, in work or whatever, so he can pay compensation for the manager, for example. Like it would just be free agent options that Steidten would pick because that's all he's been allowed to keep, to be given. And the thing is, now we've got a director of football that identifies players, and I'm seeing us go for targets that we wouldn't usually go for in certain leagues and whatever. The problem is, obviously, it's like Lopetegui, he's got these players, it's like, oh no, I always compare it to like the Lamborghini in the Bando house, the meme of like the shitty house, and it's just a big Lamborghini there. Lopetegui's the Bando house. Like I'm not saying like this squad is like, oh my god, look at this squad, it's like title winning. But for example, this squad isn't 13th. I'm not saying that also it was, oh my god, 10 out of 10 transfer window or whatever either, but it was the fact that we've upgraded on what we had. We addressed a lot of positions that we needed, and compared to the place we had last season, for this season, it's a complete upgrade. It's just even the manager, even though I hate the manager from last season, it's a complete downgrade from that manager as well. So it doesn't really matter at this point. That's why I'm like, delete the club, because what's the point of getting your hopes up? Like, I don't care at this point.
Nah,
guys, I've got a bounce.
Big up to you, Josh.
Big up, Josh, bro.
Yeah, man. Big up to, make sure you guys go subscribe to True Guna YT, guys. Go subscribe to my guy every single time. He's always doing Arsenal content, guys. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to my guy Josh, True Guna YT. And listen, if you guys could put his channel on the, the channel link is actually in below, guys. Make sure you guys go and just check down the True Guna YT. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to my guy Josh, man. But take care, Josh. Appreciate you for being here, man.
Cheers, Omar. Cheers, lads. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year, bro. Take care, man.
Take care. See ya.
But Prime, I'm sure you've been waiting. Obviously, we had to save the best for last. You've been waiting for quite a while. The floor is yours, brother. Talk to us.
I was trying to find. Oh, it's there. Okay, cool. I was trying to put
yeah, there we go. Yeah, big up to
Josh's link in the thing, but yeah.
Big up to Zia.
Now that we've had to hear Mike's waffle about West Ham for 15 minutes. Everything
it's like, let me
West Ham this season, I said, all these players you signed, I told people you're gonna have a tough start to the season. People were saying West Ham compete for Europe, can get top 4. You have to give them time. And now I know you didn't, but you also cussed Lopetegui, so you're a fraud as well. Relax. You don't have a striker, because I wasn't even fond of the Falkirk signing, and Antonio. I'm glad that he's doing okay and stuff because of his accident, but in reality, you've needed to replace him for a while. Somerville's, I still think he needs another season. He hasn't looked that great for me, but I always give players at least a season to adapt. Bowen looks like your best striker, which is, again, saying something because you don't have one. I do think Todibo should be playing more. He looks good whenever I've seen him play. I saw the lineup against Liverpool. I thought you guys were playing a back 5. But yeah, as much as I hear what you're saying, trolling aside, I agree that Lopetegui should go. But I don't know, maybe they're still trying to give him time, because when you look at the table, right? You look where West Ham are. They're still around because of how bad Spurs and Man United are doing. That is why he's still in a job, if we're going to be honest. Because Man United are, I think you're above Man United, and you might be above Spurs as well. So we can look at the table and say, oh, well, we're above United. We're not doing that bad. That's basically what the whole thing is. That's why he's still in the job. Who do you guys get?
We've been saying sorry for months.
Yeah, I've been saying get sorry. People say Conceição, barring that game against Arsenal in the Champions League, I haven't seen anything from him, so I don't really know. I haven't watched him play. But Sarri is free. He is available. And you keep talking about your board not buying a manager out. So I know you keep screaming about Lopetegui, but I think you should just do what I did with Chelsea these past few seasons, where you should just I don't even know what the word is, because you have to make content on West Ham, don't you? But just like you're at a point where you can't keep getting angry. It's not going to help you. Well, it might help you in terms of views and stuff, and people watching because it's funny. But in terms of your health, it's not going to help you. So just stop getting angry and vibes.
You see, the thing is, I was at that point like I thought a month or two ago, and then it made it even worse because like he was meant to get sacked after the Leicester game, and then this fucking idiot begged for his job, and then like he kept his job because he begged for it in the fucking chairman's office, and then he was meant to be sacked after Leicester, and then they kept his job. 1 game left, and then he won against Wolves, and suddenly it isn't 1 game left anymore. That's the problem with this ownership. It always has been like this, where there's 1 game left, then we win the game, and it's not 1 game left anymore. It's 4 or 5 games left. So that's what made me angry again. I was like, yeah, we're shit, and that's all my match reactions were. I can't be asked. Like, it just pisses me off looking at his stupid face every time. I hate his face. He's one of the worst humans alive. He's one of the worst humans on
this is the same feeling that I would say a lot of United fans, like the runs and the flood. This is why you remember, when Flawless every week would always do the celebration of Ten Hag being sacked. I feel like when Mikez, the day Lopetegui gets sacked, we're gonna see the same thing from Mikez. He's just gonna be doing
the shameless person for 24 hours, bro.
No, I promise you, Mike will be doing he'll be doing what Flawless does, Prime, where he'll be on like social media and putting like the 1 week anniversary of like since Lopetegui has been sacked, 2 week anniversary, 3 week anniversary, celebrating it like there's no tomorrow. But listen,
I'm gonna do it for the whole year if he gets sacked. I'll do it
for the whole year. That's what I'm saying, because that's what he's doing. But listen, I know obviously, I get, we're looking at this from a West Ham standpoint, but I quickly want to just talk before we go to the next point, right? Because I feel this is going to be the last one, the United game. But let's quickly just give Liverpool credit, man. Like, I feel like Liverpool, man, Arne Slot, man, what he's been able to do with this current Liverpool team, right, is just incredible, man. Like, and you look at like players like the way Salah is playing. Like, there's been a lot of like talk about Trent Alexander-Arnold. Is this his last season? Is he going to Real Madrid? It's looking more every week. It's looking more and more likely like it's gonna happen. But listen, at the end of the day, credit to Liverpool, man. Credit to Liverpool. I know they're playing a poor West Ham team, and let's be real. I think anyone who predicted that game predicted Liverpool honestly to win, unless you're like a West Ham fan.
Yeah, unless you're Ryan.
No, Ray, nobody listened to Ray.
What did Ryan say?
Ryan was in my DMs talking about, this is something West Ham can get a result of. And shut the fuck up, man, you idiot.
Ryan, speaking of Ryan, Mikez, does he follow you on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
Did he DM you after Arsenal won, saying Arsenal are... He DM'd me, basically saying something like, what is the DM? He said Arsenal are back.
Yeah, he did DM me that, but I think he knows I'm going to air him because he DM'd me about Amorim the other day and didn't respond.
Because he also DM'd Cam as well. It's
of course
basically the same thing. Like,
he's on a death wish messaging cam. By the way, I'm just fucking
why?
saying.
I'll tell you guys this. Right?
It'll piss him off. Like Ryan doesn't want the smoke.
Ryan,
I'll tell you this, guys. The one thing I would say about me, thank God that Ryan hasn't seen me on social media, because I'm sure, because I'm a Barca fan, man. I'm sure this guy, he would probably just be there like, oh my, Real Madrid have lost. Real Madrid, Barcelona's still doing well. Don't worry, Barcelona. Nah, man. Listen, I'm already right. Like, I usually get rattled when it comes to this.
Nah, Ryan doesn't have the. He doesn't have the capacity to be watching foreign leagues, man.
Thank God.
Ryan probably thinks Iniesta still plays for Barca.
There you go. You know what? No, thank God. I don't have to do with
Ryan still thinks Barca still have MSN up top.
He still thinks Messi plays for Barcelona, doesn't he?
He thinks
but let's quickly read some of these chats before we do move on, because I feel like Mike's, I don't want to be cooking mics anymore. Listen, we'll have a lot of chats here for West Ham. Let's read some of these. It says, bro, West Ham are pathetic. Big up to Zia, man. Zia Talk, everything. Let's subscribe to Zia Talk. Yeah, man. But it says, big up to Stop Making Sense. It says, West Ham midfielders are slow, can't progress the ball, can't distribute, can't cover the ground. One of the worst midfielders I've ever seen. What do you say to that, Mike?
I wouldn't say it's one of the worst midfielders I've ever seen, because I've seen worse because I'm a West Ham fan. But at the same time, it's still not a great midfield. I'd say I didn't say Edson Alvarez should sell fish for no reason. Like, he should.
There you go.
Wait, what? Big up to Edson Alvarez should do what?
Sell fish.
Yeah, just looking at other professions. Just other professions.
Other professions outside of like football, basically. But yeah, big up to Villa Francis, big up to T Jeep and Prime, by the way. Yeah, big up to True Gunner, big up to you.
Like Sassy should go be a bouncer. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It says, if you ever feel down, just put on Mike's. He will make your day with comedy. I'm not going to lie, bro. Mike's, when he's pissed off, is one of the best content. Dude, I can imagine Mike's. I can imagine every time West Ham lose, that's where you get your biggest views on your channel. I can imagine. I can imagine like the views just spike when they, because you know why, right? You have a way of being so hilarious. Like, even on this stream, the way you just started that stream talking about your players.
It's because I'm like this off camera. Like, I'm like this off camera, but the difference is I'm talking to my parents about it because they're West Ham fans. If I say it when I'm saying it on YouTube, there's bare people that don't support West Ham that just want to click on my video.
I'll tell you this. You know who you remind me of, right? You remind me of Hugh Wizzy. Hugh Wizzy is the guy that does this when he's angry. When he's angry, he's hilarious. Like, you can tell he's lost his mind, but he's just like so like charismatic and so funny, right? That you just have to laugh into his own misery, bro.
Yeah.
Big up to Stop Making this. Liverpool could have been 12-0 up. I mean, to be fair, he's right, man. Like, they missed a lot of good chances in that game.
Yeah. Yeah,
he says, Villa fan says, man, honestly, if the PSR rules aren't so bad, would cook this league easily. Who does he support? Like, are you supporting Villa?
He's a Villa fan, yeah.
Okay, he says, imagine we bought players we couldn't. Oh, yeah. Basically, I see what he's meaning, like the financial fair play thing, basically. Because to be fair, Villa do have like very rich owners. Like, they have one of the richest owners in the world. So I hear what he means. He says, we couldn't. Now we're struggling too with too many injuries and hardly replacing them. Yeah, I hear that. Todibo is class. When he was with Barca, I rated him more highly than Araujo. I'll be honest with you, he's the one that got away. I would have loved to have a centre-back partnership of Araujo and Todibo, bro. That would have been... honestly, man. Yeah, man. He was at Barca. We signed him from Toulouse, all right? And then this flipping fraud, Koeman, right, ended up selling him. Didn't even give the kid a chance, right? Was giving all the youngsters in the Barcelona team a chance. Didn't give this Todibo kid a chance. Todibo goes to Nice and literally starts playing well. And this guy... he played one time. I remember his one game when we played against Inter Milan in the Champions League, right? We rotated our squad. This guy literally pocketed Lautaro Martinez the whole game. I was saying after that.
That's not.
No. But this is the thing, bro. No. But Prime. You're talking about Lautaro at the time when Barcelona were trying to sign Lautaro, and this was a kid. This was like a youngster who was just getting an opportunity, right? And getting to pocket a player who was an international, Argentina international at the time. Bro, I was impressed, man. And his ball and the way he was so comfortable on the ball, I was like, bro, Why didn't we give this kid a chance, bro? I wanted this kid to play over guys like Mingetha in the team, right? But he kept on persisting with Oscar Mingetha and not giving this kid a chance. And now look at Todibo. Bro, Todibo would be, if Todibo was in Barcelona, he would be our best center back right now. Let's be real. Because I still think he's a top player. I still think he's a top player. And you can see it even in the few games that he's been playing for West Ham.
Now you have Araujo and Curbasi, so you're good.
No, but even with that, bro, I'm going to be very honest with you, man. I think that if we had Todibo, bro, that partnership between Todibo and Araujo, oh my God, bro. Because you know why I would say that would be a good centre-back partnership? Because Araujo, as much as I rate him highly, he's not really good on his feet as Todibo is. I feel like Todibo would be more of the ball-playing centre-back. You understand what I'm saying? Whereas Araujo would be more of the no-nonsense centre-back. You understand what I'm saying? Right? So they would complement each other. And the thing with Kobashi is young, and he's prone to mistakes. You can see like he's still inexperienced. You understand what I'm saying? As much as I rate him very highly. It says Araujo is twice dumb. Araujo struggles with injuries. That's his problem. I mean, yeah, he's had his injury problems. I mean, he's fit right now, and he's not even getting played for the last 3 games. Makes no sense. He has an injury in his brain. Is he talking about Lopetegui? I think he might be talking about Lopetegui.
No, he was talking about Araujo because they were having a conversation in chat saying that Araujo ain't good and stuff.
Oh, okay. Big up to Zia. He
Anyways,
says, West Ham will disappear tomorrow. What?
Can we talk?
No.
Can we talk about?
We will talk about it. Let's read the chat, man. I don't want to miss out on some of these chats quickly. It says Omar, don't hear the Spurs and you know what, man? Screw you, my Zia. We're not doing that.
We didn't speak about Spurs either.
I had 3 hours of that. I'm not doing that today.
Omar, we didn't speak about Spurs either. Speak on Spurs, man.
No, we'll talk about United, bro. Listen, we've been here for over 2 hours, man. I'm not trying to stay here for another 3 hours.
We haven't been here for over 2 hours. Don't lie.
It's almost 2 hours, man. We've been an hour to 45 minutes.
Not even an hour and a half. It's an hour 28 minutes.
Maybe where you're watching. Basically, it says, I'm shocked.
What do you mean where I'm watching?
Big up to Zia. It says, I'm shocked with what happened to Fulcrum because I was kind of a fan of his profile. Yeah, I hear that. This is playing. Wait a minute. It says, big up to Zia. It says, playing a back 5 on holding 5 is crazy.
He didn't even play back 5. That was the problem. We thought it was a back 5. He played Wan-Bissaka left back and Emerson in the wing. The guys are weird, bro.
This is a therapy session with Prime. No, nobody wants to have a therapy session with Prime. Nobody's trying to see that. Yeah, here we go. Anyway, this fraud, Omar, actually thought I was gonna throw. Yeah, of course, you Prime. I know.
Oh, Mikes. You figured it out, Mike. How do I do that? How do I do it?
Go on video and then go on upload new background.
Oh, okay. We're better off TV.
Oh, go on video on the side, below when it says chat, go on video and it says upload new background. I've been trying to figure out how to do it all stream.
All right, it says big up to this. Says Madrid are just doing their thing when it comes down to low play. I think it's the trend. He's talking about the Trent Alexander-Arnold thing, basically what I just mentioned. It's this fraud is the same guy who literally banned. Who literally gets banned?
Ryan.
Oh, Ryan. Ryan. Big up to Ryan. He says the same with me. It says, bro, I would remind him that Liverpool are 16 out of 10. Big up to Ryan, bro. Yeah, listen, guys. Make sure to subscribe to. Make sure you guys subscribe to Mike's channel, guys.
Appreciate it.
But anyway, his attitude was shit. And he admitted it. Basically, I think this is the Ryan thing again. But listen, quickly, guys. This is the last thing we're going to talk about quickly. Let's go into it, man. I know you guys have a lot you guys do want to say about this situation. What do you guys think, man? Manchester United 0, Newcastle United 2. Where is Manchester United? Are they 14th in the table? Or are they 15th?
Yep.
Where are
14th,
they?
14th. They're below us.
And they are how many points behind the relegation zone?
They are 7 points away from Ipswich, who are 18th.
I mean, United fans. I've been hearing a lot of United fans being worried about a relegation fight.
I'll talk.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to think of it. I'll talk. No worries. But
I'm an expert on being a big club who it looks like could get relegated. I'll speak on this because with all due respects to both of you, West Ham and Spurs are not big clubs. So,
but Prime. Let me say this quickly, right? before we do go into United's form, I quickly want to first of all talk about the game. Right, let's talk about the United Newcastle game. Okay, obviously, Newcastle scored 2 goals, two early goals, right, in like the first 20 minutes of the game, right? But I know, so obviously, the big points, Xerxes getting substituted early, the absolute stink fest from some of those players, the players on that game that day. Honestly, man, like, what do you guys honestly think of? What do you think has happened to United, and why is it that and do you think Amorim should be taking a lot of blame for this? Honestly,
but
let's start with you, Prime, because I know Prime has a lot.
I think you should be getting the blame for this.
No, basically, I mean, like United's form, and also Amorim, should he also be taking a lot of blame for this?
Maybe a bit, but what's happening with Man United is very similar to Chelsea 22-23. Sacking a manager midway when you probably should have sacked him earlier. Having a toxic squad that should have been dismantled a year, 2 years previously. People rating certain players based off of previous achievements in terms of, say, trophies or stats, but not actually producing. People not caring, and all you do is just continue to drop in terms of performances and results. I remember that season. Yes, maybe relegation for Chelsea that season was a bit of a joke because in terms of the teams around us were also worse than us. So we would go through like a 2, 3, 4 month period where we'd lose games. We would stay, I think we stayed 12th or 11th or something, or 10th. We would win, we would stay in the same position. We draw, we'd stay in the same position. No matter what would happen, we would stay. The thing with United this season is the teams around them are actually better than it was 2 seasons ago. Ipswich beat Chelsea. Everton have got points from Chelsea, Arsenal, and City. Teams around them can actually pick up games. Man United play Southampton in a couple of games' time. Southampton can actually beat Man United. That's a 6-pointer. Like, it's getting bad for them. And I think they'll get relegated. No. I think eventually... I mean, I was going to say their quality will show, but they don't have it.
They don't have any.
Are you actually being serious? You genuinely think this United team...
they're not going to get relegated, but
they're not going to get relegated.
Eventually show. Amorim, I don't know if he's doing this on purpose. I don't think he is, but because we talked about this on Sarcasm City yesterday. What's happening is that just like with Chelsea 2 seasons ago, sometimes you have to expose everything just to show how bad things are. People won't believe it because in previous seasons at Chelsea, when I would say, "Oh, Mason Mount's not good," or "Havertz is not good," or "This guy's not good," or "We need another midfielder. We can't rely on just Jorginho on his own because Kante's injury prone." Oh, Reece James, he's injury prone. When people wouldn't listen because we'd win a Champions League or we finish 4th or win the Club World Cup, things had to get bad, very bad, for people to open their eyes. Man United, previous seasons, Bruno would get score 20 goals. Rashford would score 15 goals, or they'd win an FA Cup, they'd win a Carabao, they get to Europa League final. They would, even though they'd have a bad run of form for a month or whatever, or a few games, they would, at the end of the season, finish 2nd, finish 3rd, win a trophy. Things would look good on paper. But now, just like with Chelsea 2 seasons ago, our new owners were in the stadium watching the performances. They were watching Mount and Havertz stink up the ground. Our big money centre back, Koulibaly, who before joining Chelsea was one of the best centre backs in the world, stunk, and we got rid of him within a year. They were watching the mess. The only thing is, at least and you see with Chelsea now, yes, people can laugh about how we've done things over the past few seasons in terms of buying and selling players and spending $1 billion, but it shows now because we have a much better team. Yes, our team's not perfect yet, but up until a week ago, we were in a title race. So it shows that we did the right thing getting rid of everybody. Even the fan favorites, Mount, Havertz, Gallagher, getting rid of the fan favorites, getting rid of Sterling, even though we bought him for big money 2 seasons ago. We had to do all of that. Man United have to do that. They have to get rid of the Rashfords, Garnachos, Brunos. They have to get rid of all these players.
Right.
Maybe even a Mainu or an Ahmad. Maybe you might have to get rid of one of them to fund a transfer, a real transfer window. Because with Chelsea,
I see where you're coming from, Prime. But honestly, I look at their current team right now, right? And the thing with this current United team, when I look at them, if I'm going to be honest, I think that there is so many players. Like you can actually look at this team and say, I would probably only keep Maino, Ahmad, Mazraoui. Who else? I'm trying to think.
That's
like,
it, bro.
Like literally, I would say those are the only 3 players in this current United team where I'm like, you know what? I would give these guys a chance. Next season, everybody else is sellable in this current
I
United.
agree, but that's the thing. They can't do what we did. What we did, everyone laughed. You know why? Because it was extreme. The people joke. You spent $1 billion. Well, the only way you can spend $1 billion is if you're able to raise money. Like currently, who's stupid enough to spend 65 on Rashford and say 50 on Bruno? Because that's what people did when they bought Mount and Havertz. There's not another Man United stupid enough to buy.
I hear that. But honestly, for the progression of where this club wants to go to, they need to first of all think about the fact that, listen, don't get it twisted. Everybody wants to make a profit. You understand what I'm saying, right? You want to make a profit on your investment. I get it.
No. Omar, it's not that. It's not about making a profit. They need to fund a serious transfer window. They need to fund it by selling players, but they don't have any assets, barring Ahmad and Mainu. That's my point. With Chelsea, again, we spent $1 billion. You know why we spent that money? Because of the players we sold. Our owners didn't put money in for our transfers. We raised the money to spend that amount. Remember, in the 2 years, we weren't in Champions League football. We didn't get Champions League money. We weren't in top 4. We weren't in Europe. And yet we were able to spend $1 billion because of the players. Chelsea are brilliant at selling players. We know how to get money. Man United don't. The Man United just had their best transfer window in the summer in terms of selling in years. How are they going to? They're not going to be able to do what Chelsea did in the summer. But this rebuild is going to take 2 summers, 3 summers to do, and it might not get done with Amorim. Man United fans need to stop thinking about Amorim building their club. It's not about Amorim; it's about your owners. Because
you know what? To be fair,
he might get sacrificed.
But see, this is the thing. This is what I said. If you remember, you guys were there. I've spoken to Flawless about this constantly, where I said, for me, I think that Amorim is the right appointment, right? And if they give him the tools, I think that he can basically build this team to make them competitive. But the problem is, exactly, that's what I said. And I used the word, I said, keyword, back him up. Because if they don't give him the backing that he needs, because I mentioned this, I said, for me, I look at the Amorim appointment similar to the club appointment, where you have 2 managers who, before they came to the league, built their resume, right? This guy built his resume at Dortmund, took them to a Champions League final, won them 2 league titles against Bayern Munich, all of that, right? So he showed that he could build a team from nothing, make them into title challengers, right? And then basically, if you give him the tools, he can take you to where you need to go. And you know what? Liverpool did. Liverpool gave him the tools. They gave him the keys. He got rid of every player he wanted. He brought in every player he wanted. And also, they went out there. They got him players that they felt like could fit his system, right? If you look at a player like Salah wasn't a club signing. You understand what I'm saying, right? They looked at the way club plays his system and said, you know what? We think Salah can play in this system. You understand what I'm saying, right? He wanted players like Götze. He wanted Götze and Brandt. They brought in Salah and what's his name? Was it Mane? Mane, right? They brought in Mane over Götze. They brought in Salah over Brandt, right? I think that when you look at when I look at this current United team, right? I'm like, listen. When you look at Amorim, look at the way Amorim plays. When Amorim was at Braga, he brought them to the Champions League for the first time in over half a century, right? He ended that monopoly of Porto and Sporting winning the league constantly. He's the one that ended that. He's shown that if you back him and give him the tools, he can get it done. right? So I think that when it comes to Amorim, I'm not saying that he should be the one saying the player. I mean, don't get it twisted. Maybe he might want some of the players. He wants some of his players. Yes, you can go out and get some of the players he wants. But I think it should be more of, okay, what Amorim system does Amorim play? Okay, these players clearly are not good enough for the style of play that Amorim wants to play, for the tactic that Amorim wants to play. Okay, let's get rid of these guys. Let's get the players he wants, but also let's get players that we know can play under his system. You understand what I'm saying, right?
And that's the important thing, though. That's not a good thing.
No,
but in modern football, you can't build a system around just. Because look at Arsenal, building a system around just a manager. The reason why Arsenal fans
no. Okay. But Prime. Let me just finish by saying this. I am not saying that they should basically build a team that Amorim wants. I'm saying that the club needs to find an idea of what kind of system they want the club to play. Do you know what Liverpool did? Do you know what Liverpool did right? But this is the thing. What Liverpool did right with Klopp is they knew that Klopp, they knew they wanted a manager like Klopp. You understand what I'm saying? But also, they wanted the style of play the club brings. So that whoever the next manager is, they wanted them to basically play the club way, because that's the way they feel like that's the Liverpool way in their mind.
Comparing it to Klopp, it's not a Klopp. It's not comparable with Klopp.
No. But I'm saying that is the direction I feel like they need to go if they want.
I know, but they're not doing that. They brought in Amorim, which is all well and good, but you can't just sign players for Amorim, because if it doesn't go well, whether it's Amorim's fault or not is irrelevant. But if this doesn't go well, then you're going to have a bunch of wing backs in the team that don't suit other managers. You're going to have a bunch of center backs that can't play in the back too.
Prime. I understand what you mean. But when I look, you see, let me tell you the difference. You see, when you look at the Ten Hag season, the Ten Hag era, you know what United did wrong with Ten Hag, right? They went in and brought in a manager and basically gave him the keys to go and determine the players he wanted to sign. Right now, if your idea, if United's idea was we want a manager like Ten Hag, okay, and this is the style of play that we want to play, and we feel like Ten Hag is the guy that's going to play this style of play. If that doesn't work, you go and hire a manager that has a similar style to what you wanted from Ten Hag. You understand what I'm saying, right? The thing with Liverpool is, and this is why I keep using Liverpool as an example, Prime. I want you to understand, if you look at Arne Slot at Feyenoord, if you ask Steve, you speak to Steve, right? You know this. Arne Slot plays a very similar style to the way Klopp plays his players. That's why if you look at this current Liverpool team, the fact that what's his name has just arrived means basically maybe just changed a few things in the team, but basically just kept a lot of the things that the club was basically playing, right? It shows that this was more than just, this is Klopp's players. This is more of the team basically build a squad where they're like, okay, this is the style of play that we want to play, right? And this is the managers that we're going to hire to basically play the style of play that we want. Now, some players might not be able to work under the system when the next manager comes in, but yeah, you can get rid of some of those players. Get rid of some of those players who can't play under that system, and maybe bring some players that can replace. But don't do what basically United need to do now, where they need a full revamp. Because that's what they put themselves into. They don't need a full revamp because they basically sacked a manager in Ten Hag whose style wasn't working, and basically hired a manager that doesn't play the style of Ten Hag. Right? So now
I agree with you, but it's not it's not just about Amorim. People keep talking about Amorim building the club. Amorim is not going to build Man United.
No, he's not.
It's deep. What Chelsea did was deeper than just our players. Our owners revamped the whole club. They got rid of coaches. They got rid of the groundsmen. They revamped the whole club. This is what Man United need. They need to get rid of everything.
But wouldn't you say this season Ineos have done that? Because Ineos have brought in Omar Barada. Ashworth, I know he's left.
It's not enough. That's not enough.
No. But it's a start. I'm not saying I'm not
fine.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
But this will take long term. That's why I keep telling people this is more than just Amorim. Amorim might make through this.
I agree.
Look at what
I agree with that.
Potter, regardless of my opinions of Potter, of him being good enough at the highest level, he's still a very good coach, and he didn't last at Chelsea. We wanted to give him the full season, but I got to a point where it gets untenable. With Amorim right now, he might not last the season because it might just get untenable. It's not about him being a good manager or a bad manager or his philosophy being good enough. It's just if the situation gets too much he might have the go. And I look at Man United fans. You guys praised Ineos, but yet you guys were critical when they gave Ten Hag a new contract. Are Ineos actually good enough? Because people laugh at Chelsea.
Okay. But Mike, I will hold on. But I want to go to Mike quickly. But before I go to Mike, let me just answer the one thing I was saying. And this is the thing. I don't necessarily disagree with you, Prime, because there are some basically United fans who've been flip-flopping, right? But I'll use one person. You know him. We both know him. All three of us know him, right? Someone like Flawless, right? He even said in the transfer window he didn't have a problem with the signings, but he felt like all the signings and everything was nullified when they kept the manager. Now, two things can be right. You understand what I'm saying, right? Because I still think that, as far as the players that they signed is concerned, think about it, right? Lenny Yoro has had injury problems. Since he's come back, he's not really been too bad from what I've seen. You understand what I'm saying, right? Mazraoui has been a great signing. You understand what I'm saying, right? Who else did they sign?
I don't think they had a great window. I disagree.
I mean, no, but no, I wouldn't say they had a great window, but let's be real. The signings that they've signed, the players that they've signed, right? Maybe apart from Xerxes, who's had his moments, but he's also had his moments of like.
I disagree with you. You know why I disagree with you, Mark?
But Mazraoui has been a good signing. Come on.
I disagree. This window, they've done this window before with the Glazers. Because it's Ineos, everyone thinks it's different. But Man United, like again, I know Amorim came in midway, but the signs they made was clearly for Amorim. So Man United have done this under the Glazers where they bring in a new manager, they have a great window where they'll sign a young talent like Martial and Depay, Lenny Yoro. They'll sign a big star like Zlatan, Pogba, Delict. They'll sign a very good player like a Mazraoui. They've signed a hyped up forward like a Xerxes. They've done this before numerous times. Numerous times. And we'll see, obviously, the longevity of it we'll have to see. But I keep telling Man United fans that like the fact of when you look at your stadium, the roof's leaking in the press conferences. Your food is poisonous in the cafeteria. You have mice in the stadium. Your stadium is literally a perfect analogy of what Manchester United as a club is. It's rotten, it's falling down, it's infested, and it needs to be demolished and built back up again. And that's going to be more than just Amorim and more than just getting. I told people getting rid of Ten Hag does not fix everything because he is not the problem. He might be a problem, but he's not the problem. Rashford's not playing.
And I don't disagree with that at all.
Rashford's playing, and you're still losing games because he's not the problem. Bruno will go and you'll still lose because he's not the problem. Garnacho is not the problem. It's deeper than players.
No, the problems are multiple. You're right about that. I feel like okay. So, Mike, before I'll just let you go because I feel like me and Prime have been taking over this conversation. But very quickly, I will say this: I don't disagree with you at all, Prime, because I feel like even like the most realist United fans will even admit this is more than just we need to get rid of this player, or the manager is not good enough. Listen, they are all part of the problems. The manager wasn't good enough in Ten Hag. That's true, right? The players who are there, like the Garnachos, the Rashfords, and all these players, and Bruno's need to go. That's all true, right? We all agree with that, but there is more. There's more. There's so many other things that also need to change in this team, more than just that. And I do agree with that. I feel like maybe some fans, they may not necessarily agree with that. They might think, it's just this and this. I do agree that I feel like it's deeper because this issue continues to suffice every single time, despite all the changes that keep happening at the club. But quickly, Max, what did you think of the game, and what do you think of like the situation at United?
Yeah, so I just wanted to say the situation. I agree with. I don't think Amorim's going to survive this. Well, I don't think. Not the fact that he should go, but he's not going to survive this because I feel like it is similar to the Graham Potter situation, where he's going to see. Now, I agree with Prime where Chelsea fixed, but you know what I mean. Like they're still probably trying to fix, like because it takes longer than just a year or two. But they're getting the best out of what they have with what they're doing right now. But what they started with, the procedures they were starting with at the time, I feel like, yeah, Ineos maybe doing that behind the scenes, but even like, for example, the backroom staff of the recruitment is still not enough. As I said, like these players as a whole are a problem, but obviously, as Prem said, individually they are not the problem because it's deeper than the players. But for example, I still feel like even getting rid of the players is a good idea. It's what they should do, but they're not going to do that because, as I talked with Prem before, Ineos fall back on their own decisions all the time. They have a constant theme of this, where they did this with Ten Hag. We're going to give you that year extension thing to like keep you in, but then we're going to sack you. With Amorim, I think it's going to be another one of the situations where they fall back on their decision by thinking that in their head, they think this solves a problem for the short term and then they can fix the problem long term. But then they didn't realize how bad it was going to get, and they'll scapegoat him because it's getting all toxic again. Because ultimately, the fans are controlling the atmosphere outside, and that's the whole narrative. But the Amorim will go before like a Bruno Fernandes goes, a Garnacho goes, or whoever like needs to go. Which is, I'd say 97% of the players, like as I said, Amad Diallo, Mainu, and Mazarani, the only ones are properly rate. I get what Prem was saying earlier as well. There's a discussion before how they're going to fund this. Like, there's no one sellable. They can maybe do a little bit of PR and try and like agents are going to have to convert into lawyers or some shit and make their players actually better than they actually are. But my whole thing is with Man United is that these players that are on big wages, for example, like Bruno Fernandes, they just gave him a new contract. They're not going to sell him. No one's even going to bid for him. There's not a single club that's going to bid for Bruno Fernandes unless Saudi are interested again, which Saudi aren't even active as they were a few years ago. They don't care like that. As Prem also said earlier, they're the Man United. They're usually the people that buy these stupid players, that make these stupid moves. If Man United weren't in that situation, they'd be buying Bruno Fernandes again. They'd be buying Marcus Rashford again. Now, let's say if Rashford goes. Rashford's probably one of the more likely ones to go because of the headlines and all that. But let's say he might not. He might not because it's January. So it might still be a hard deal to do. This might drag out to the summer. I don't know. We don't know. This is football. Right. Let's say that happens. It's still not the problem because even though I don't rate him as a player, and I don't think he should have been like made for Man United first team football in the first place. It's still like at least like 0.1% of what they need to do with that club. It's the whole infrastructure problem. There's basic stuff that they're not caring about, as Prime mentioned earlier with the press conferences and the leak in the roof last year and stuff. For me, because also people don't realize this. For example, like Abramovich, obviously he made a lot of mistakes at the back end of his Chelsea like tenure, yeah. But he still cared enough about football to pick the right owner, for example. You know these owners, the Glazers and stuff. They didn't care about the club in the first place. They're not smart enough to pick the next owner, which is what people don't talk about enough. You see, like I'm not talking about West Ham again, but like for example with West Ham, we've got terrible owners. I don't trust these owners to sell to the next owner, for example. That's why I've done with this club a long time ago. Like people don't talk about that enough. The transition to the next owner. You got to understand with Liverpool's owners, they had American owners before these American owners. They trust another, like, it's a similar infrastructure. The American owners are better than the previous American owners. But it's a relation to
Roman was forced to sell, and he would have given it to, not even that. Sir Jim Ratcliffe tried to buy Chelsea when we were forced to sell. Roman
yes,
gave to him. And Sir Jim tried to buy Chelsea before that as well. Like 2 or 3 years before that, he tried to buy Chelsea. Because it was sold to us as like, this is why I'm surprised. I was surprised that came out. Yes, this is why I'm surprised that apparently he's a United fan and he's from Manchester. It was sold to us that he's a Chelsea fan. He's got a season ticket at Chelsea. He goes to games. All this bullshit. I don't buy into and don't believe. Like Ineos only owe 25% Man United. That's not enough to make any real change. That's why I keep telling people, if you take out the name Ineos, and I said to you, Man United won an FA Cup. They tried to get rid of Ten Hag. They ended up keeping him after looking at the likes of Southgate, and now they sacked him 3-4 months into the summer window after giving him 200 mil to spend. You would have told me, yeah, I expect that from the Glazers. But because it's Ineos,
a couple more things to say. Ashworth is another decision that we discussed before. You hired them and fired them because they fell back on a decision. They are not. There's a difference between firing someone early because you're ruthless and firing someone because you made a poor decision and you just want to get a leash off your back. Ineos are not ruthless. Ineos are pretty much like a more reckless Glazers.
They're reactionary.
They're reactionary Glazers. But also, let's say, cool. Let's if we're talking about the game just a little bit, yeah. Let's say we want to criticize Amorim. Amorim deserves a bit of criticism because no one's immune from criticism, even if you just got here. Doesn't mean that we're calling you a fraud of anything, but people don't like to decipher between the two because this is the internet. But with Amorim, yes, he should have changed the defenders as wing backs to accommodate Diallo playing in the 10. Even though, in my opinion, Ahmad's actually played better when he's played at wing back, but it's a discussion for another day. Mazzarari's obviously played better as a right centre back compared to a wing back and whatever. Having Eric being stupid enough to put Eriksen and Casemiro against that midfield against Newcastle, where Newcastle finally have their fully fit midfield of Joe Linton, Tonali, and Guimaraes is a bad error, yes, but he's going to have this is the Graham Potter effect, where Graham Potter had a couple like teams where he had a couple bad selection of teams, yes, but with the players he had, come on, man, like he was just a sacrifice. He was a sacrificial lamb for then the next manager. This is going to be the exact same thing with Amorim. As I said, he will go before the likes of Bruno. He will go before the likes of maybe even Rashford. I don't know, but the likes of Garnacho, the likes of whoever at the club. And then again, you got the academy ain't great. The academy ain't the state of art academy for what Man United should be. And all the basic stuff that we talked about, all the technical difficulties and all the rats infestation and all that, like it's only just going to get worse and worse. No, they won't get relegated, but they need to buckle up because they're not ready for just a managerial process. This is a club process. So if you really wanted to take over, you really wanted the Glazers to leave and stuff like that, you got to realize that also, yeah, you wanted the Glazers to leave, but the Glazers are the ones picking your next owners, and these are your next owners. I think you guys are just hyping up change for the sake of it rather than waiting for the change to happen. Cool, I understand getting behind the change of the ownership and stuff like that, but you need it's like time is earned, not just given. Like they need to earn your time as well. It doesn't even look like they're making the right decisions with everyone's upping ticket prices as well, but they're not exactly getting the fans on the side. But then again, that doesn't really matter. Just kind of get on with your job and do what's meant to be best for this club. But are they going to be in an ongoing cycle until all the basics are done in the background of the club before we can even be talking about Ruben Amorim? I get criticizing him, but he's just going to be sacrificed.
And the thing is, right? With Chelsea, yes, our owners and stuff, they've had a bit of a rough start. Like when they sacked Tuchel, bringing in Potter, some of the signings in the first window, right, or even some of the appointments in terms of like sporting directors and whatever. But they still had a vision of what they want from Chelsea, and they've stuck to it. Yes, they've had to make a few changes, but the vision stayed the same, regardless of the pressure from our fan base and from the media of being dumb American owners. They're still stuck to their vision.
No, I completely hear it.
If Ineos or the Glazers, whoever who's in charge, do they even have a vision for 1 and 2? Are they strong-willed enough to stick to it? No.
There you go.
Because if Amorim's truly their guy, regardless of what happens this season, they'll stick with him. Even if it looks very dark in terms of relegation, they'll still stick with him. But I think Amorim will be sacrificed to appease these Man United fans.
Yep, same.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I don't disagree at all. But yeah, guys. Very quickly though, before we do go, I do want to quickly do a quick Tottenham versus Wolves. Listen, man. At the end of the day, 2-2. Listen, I'm not gonna lie, man. As far as that performance is concerned, man, I just think at this point, the only thing that's keeping what's his name, Ange in a job is just the Carabao Cup. Let's be real. But listen, very quickly though. When City finally ended their losing streak, they finally got their win at long last. Pep Guardiola getting that win against us, and literally just in time, because guess who the next opponents are, man? Like this, Mike's cannot catch a break, man. Like you finally think, okay, we're playing against a City team that has been battered by everybody. You're thinking, okay, maybe we might have a little bit of a tiny little chance, and then they just finally get a win. It's like, how ironic. They finally get a win.
Mavropanos against Haaland. I don't care how bad Haaland's been this season. Mavropanos against Haaland.
Jeez.
Yeah. I might need to start partying with David Coots fucking cope with this rest of the season.
I mean, listen. Before we've been here for almost 2 hours, so we need to just have to move this very quickly. Let's quickly do a quick, predictions of the weekend games. Big up to everybody who's been here. Let me actually read the chat before we do go there, guys. Let me read some of these. And big up to everybody, man. Make sure you guys smash the likes. I don't even know how many likes we are at right now. I need to go check again. But let me read some of these chats. It says big up to Stop Making Sense. It says United are so shit that Lopetegui can beat them. Oh yeah, he did. He did beat them. Yeah, he did beat them. Yeah, it says Mike's is a G. So do one, you fool. What is that?
Basically, it's like they were comparing my head loss to Liam's head loss, like what it reminds you of, and then it all became a conversation.
Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, big up to Stop Making Sense. Big up to you, bro. He says United got it bad in recruitment and their squad is so shit. Yeah, I agree. It's not. They haven't really done. Honestly, in my opinion, they didn't do that badly in the transfer window this season. Not every other season, because other seasons we can talk about it. Amorim is United's Graham Potter. I mean, the way it's going right now. I mean, I did Amorim very highly, man.
And it's a shame because I rate Amorim, but like,
yeah, man, I still think he's a top player.
When he got a point, because again, City have been linked to Amorim to replace Pep, and you look at what's going on in that City right now. Listen, Amorim, when you chose to go to Man United instead of waiting it out, at least to go to them in the summer or to go to City in the summer or in a year,
right?
It's a big red flag on Amorim. I'll be real. To choose Man United, it's a big red flag.
You know what you're getting into.
This is big up to Start Making Sense. Says my local team in Saudi almost beat Chelsea in the Club World Cup. Which team is he talking about? Do you know the team he's talking about, Prime? Who did you guys play in the last Club World? Did you play a Saudi team in the last Club World Cup when you guys went to Club World Cup?
Was it that Mateus Pereira played for them?
I don't know who we played. All I know is that we won the Club World Cup and Arsenal.
There you go. Hey, listen, the little victories matter. I feel you. I think he says.
Club World Cup is not a victory, bro. It's a big victory.
I mean, you guys are playing in the Club World Cup next year, right? This year, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. And you know what's crazy, Prime? I forgot to mention this, bro. I'm actually going to be getting tickets because your first game is actually here in Atlanta. I'm actually going to go watch it.
Oh, Omar's going to use his judge. Here we go.
Hey man, listen. I want to see. I want to watch. I want to make sure to watch it live, or you guys get smoked, man.
Omar Judge. The Omar Judge is.
This is I think Amorim is basically saying fuck this, and he's basically exposing the individual, every single individual. I think this place exposing. I think this place exposing themselves here. Says I think there's going to be a fire sale this summer. For their sake,
I don't think so. I think there should be, but I don't think there will be.
Yeah, for their sake, it says I think they had a good purchasing window. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. It says Mazraoui, De Ligt, Euro, Xerxes, and Ogate. I mean, Ogate he's been playing well the past few weeks, but
similar to the window Chelsea had. We signed Koulibaly, Cucurella, Raheem Sterling. Similar to that window.
I'm kind of like De Ligt is meaty. Mazraoui is a good player.
But De Ligt when he's fit has been good. He's just had issues.
Not really though. He's still been exposed at time. He got exposed in the Newcastle game. Got exposed earlier this season under Ten Hag. He's been exposed under both managers. Xerxes, like they should have never signed him. He was never ready for that type of pressure or whatever. But I don't really like them type of players that are like half nines, half tens anyway. Like,
no, you know what it is. You know what it is, Mikes. At the end of the day, I think Xerxes was a good signing. I think they needed to sign another striker.
I think Xerxes should have gone for a different club. It should have gone to Man United.
I mean, Juventus are looking at him right now. Maybe he'll be his way out. Big up to Zia. He says, these players may not. He says these players may not be doing it right now, but long term, they may be players may shine. But he basically talked about the signings. He's talking about the current signings he just mentioned. He says they may not be doing it now, but they could do it in the future. I hear it. And he's talking about the rats and the rat emojis. Obviously, he's talking about the point. Big up to Stop Making Sense. Manchester United. Nah, man, yo, that's a violation. These problems can be solved making the proper footballing decisions, though. I think it's basically talking about. Well, the thing, will they make it? That's the big question. Start making sense is that Rashford is not the problem nor the solution. Absolutely agree with that.
Yeah.
So
that's why
active,
when Man United fans were, I get it, like celebrating it because it's a trophy and stuff. But like for me, last season, like that Carabao Cup final was the first time where I didn't want to win a trophy, because if we had won that final, Poch would have stayed. If we had got top 4 last year, Poch would have stayed.
Oh yeah, so you were thinking about the bigger picture. I hear you.
Yeah, Man United didn't. They wanted to win to get one over City, but keeping him set you in this bad path. There's a future where Man United leaves the final, Amram comes in the pause, is there in the summer. And,
hey yo, let's
fucking
go.
hell, man.
All right, Omar Spurs fan, relax, man. Anyways, there's a
that's the only comeback you got, man. That comeback is old. Anyway.
Pause.
Anyway,
you know what else is old? Thinking that Spurs can draw against Chelsea in 2024. But anyway.
Funny. When was that game? Like you're acting like that game was yesterday. Anyway, let's talk about this.
We haven't had a show since that game.
Saudi are active. He says basically this is the point he's talking about. You, Mike, Prime. He says, Saudi are active, not in the big 4. Basically, not the big 4 clubs are the only ones that are not being active, but everyone else is being active in the transfer window. Now, who knows, man? Maybe they might be able to get rid of some of these United players.
I mean, the only United players that will go Saudi is Eriksen, Casemiro.
Al Hilal.
Al Hilal was the cup, yeah.
Yeah, that's the team that I support too in Saudi. It says that De Ligt is one of the biggest frauds in world football. I mean, he had a lot of potential. I don't think he ever reached the potential he was supposed to reach. He was supposed to be like the best center. At this point, he was supposed to be considered the best center back in the world. So
major fraud. And United bought him. Hey, Mason Mount, De Ligt, Casemiro finished. Man, I've done this before. We've done this before.
By the way, Omar, I want Neymar out. Hey, listen, man. I see you, man. I hear you. Rashford last season was Hazard move. Oh, well, Rashford last season was moving like Hazard 15-16. Yeah, Hazard in 15-16 was poor. And that Mourinho. It was not Mourinho season. It was Mourinho season when you guys finished 10th. But yeah, listen, guys, let's quickly go to the quick predictions, right? And listen, you guys in the chat. Yeah, and to the people in the chat, make sure you guys also join in. In the basically this weekend, guys, Premier League games come back this weekend. First game, early kickoff, Tottenham against Newcastle.
Go on, Emma.
Honestly, right? Look, all jokes aside, I'll say this. Obviously, Tottenham are playing at home, but the problem is, bro, Newcastle are in good form, bro. And the thing is, bro, this Ange guy, it's like every time you give him teams like this, where you're like, all right, man for man, go do your thing. They end up screwing it up. I'm not getting caught off guard, so I'm gonna say 1-1. 1-1. What do you? Prime?
Yeah.
What do you say about the results?
Tottenham v Spurs at White Hart Lane.
Tottenham versus Newcastle.
At 3-point lane at the Nicholas Jackson Arena at 5-goal lane. Yeah, it's gonna be 4-1 Newcastle.
Fucking hell. At home.
Bro, Jesus I think at that moment Ange will be sacked. I think Ange will actually be sacked.
Omar, you're Ange out.
Bro, nah, listen. Prime. This is what you do. You see, when you say you're not an instigator, and then I catch you doing things like this, and you say, I'm not instigating nothing. All right, cool.
Wait, hold on. But when Mike said, go on, Omar, that wasn't him instigating. Okay, cool. Yeah.
No.
Mike,
at least he admits it. See? Even he admits that he's an instigator, you prick.
No, I asked you an actual question, and you Ange out.
Bro, okay, can we move on, please? Okay, Mike's. What is your prediction of the scoreline, bro? Because this guy is.
My prediction is Tottenham fans do a fake protest again outside the stadium. spend all their money in the stadium and start blaming it on random foreigners taking pictures in the stadium.
Wow.
But also to lose 3-1 at home, probably.
Omar, what part of America do you live in? Atlanta. Oh,
yeah.
Are they going to do? I can't even make the joke. Never mind.
Yeah, thank God you can't make the joke. Next game, Bournemouth against Everton. What are you guys saying? Bournemouth against Everton, Mike Prime. This actually, like, I'm not gonna lie. Well, Everton have actually come back to good form recently. I mean, I think they lost the last game to
literally just lost it the last game.
That's crazy, isn't it? Like they were in good form and then you just lost their last home game against Nottingham Forest. To be fair, Nottingham Forest are having a crazy season this season. So, yeah. But Bournemouth against Everton.
2-0 Everton.
Mike?
Oh, fair. Everton don't score goals. That's my only thing with them. But Bournemouth have one of them games where they don't put chances away. So I think it'll be a 0-0 again.
Honestly, I'm going to go 1-0 Bournemouth. Because you just mentioned it. I just think it's just going to be one of those games where, Everton are not going to score goals and, these guys are going to scrap and get a win. But Aston Villa against Leicester City. I'm not going to lie. Ruud van Nistelrooy has been getting battered in these last few games, bro. Prime.
What were they? Who's against Leicester?
No, I was saying is Aston Villa at home against Leicester.
Duran suspended.
Yeah.
2-0 Villa.
No, all right. Mike's, what are you saying?
Yeah, Leicester still look better under Van Nistelrooy did under Cooper, but their centre backs are horrid, man. I think, 3-1. 3-1 Villa.
All right, quickly, I'm gonna say 3-0 Villa, man. I know they played well against Liverpool, but still, man, Leicester have been leaking too many goals, man.
You know what's killing me in the chat? Someone actually asked if Omar's a Spurs fan. Omar actually had to address that he's not a Spurs fan.
No, I have to nick this in the bud. I'm sorry. Anyway, Crystal Palace against Chelsea. Prime, talk to me, man. You guys are going away to Crystal Palace.
1-0 Palace.
1-0 to Palace. Jeez. Okay. Mikes, talk to me, man.
The shithole club Palace. I know the Palace away gimmick. I mean, they're probably one of the most overhyped away grounds ever.
Yeah, Palace away gimmick. I love how you just said that.
Listen, it's the most overhyped away ground ever. Even we won there. 2-0 Chelsea.
2-0 Chelsea. Funny, I was actually going to go something close. I'm going to say 2-1 Chelsea. Crazy. Speaking of Mike's, your next...
Omar, 2-1 Chelsea, are you sure?
Yeah, 2-1 Chelsea. I'm going to go 2-1 Chelsea. Okay. Anyway.
And you didn't give your prediction about Spurs and Newcastle either.
I did. I said 1-1.
Oh, 1-1. Another Spurs draw. Interesting.
Anyway, okay, next up. Manchester City against West Ham. Mike, talk to me, bro. You're away to West. You're away to Manchester City.
Yeah, City on bad form. They only just won their first game in however long. So that only means one thing: 7-0 Man City.
Whew. Talk to me, Prime. 7-0 Manchester City. Bro.
Omar, you give yours first. You give your prediction first.
Jesus, bro, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, listen. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. City are pissed off right now. You saw that game against Leicester City. I feel like they owe the big game, man. And the way West Ham have been leaking goals, just like with my guy Max has been saying, I'm not gonna go 7-0. I'm gonna be more respectful. I'm gonna say 4-0. 4-0. I mean, it's better. Hey, listen, I'm sure Mike would rather concede 4 than 7. So yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah,
it's just would you rather shit and it just doesn't stink as much.
Yeah, man. Listen, I'm just saying exactly, man. Like some results, like you want to keep it respectful. If they can keep it respectful, you'll be happy. Let them just keep it respectful. If you lose 2-1 or 3-1, you can say, "All right, cool."
Happy's a big word. I'm a West Ham fan, bro.
Hey, listen, you gotta get the little tiny little moments that you can just be relieved. More not happy, but relieved. Relieved that you're not battered. But I'm still gonna say 4-0. Prime, talk to me,
man. Is Falkirk fit? Yeah.
Yeah. We're not gonna give him the ball though.
Nah, listen. You saying 7-0? You're just. I get it. You're in your rage phase, but you're not thinking rationally.
It's not a phase.
It's an era. It's an era. But like a wise man once said, all errors come to an end.
This is life, bro.
What are City? 2-14?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, 2-14.
It's about to be 2-15.
Oh,
3-1 West Ham. 3-1 West Ham. Let's go.
I swear, yo, Prime. Let me tell you something. If you,
do you not hearing this guy, bro?
I'm hearing this. Prime. If West Ham beat City this weekend, I'm letting you host this show. I'm letting you host in True Ballers Succeed next week. All right?
Okay.
I'm telling you right now. And Prime and Mikes, if they win, you get to come out. You have to come out and call Prime a football genius. I'm just saying. If that actually happens.
Listen, if we win 3-1, I'll go bald, fam. Like, fuck.
You hear it, yo, Prime? I know you clip this, bro.
If we win 3-1,
he said he's going bald,
3-1 at City, bro.
Can I cut your hair? Can I cut your hair?
I said, can I cut your hair? Get the fuck out of here.
Will you go to London?
Hey, and Omar and Max. If City beat West Ham, Omar has to do an apology.
I've already done that part. Hold on. Listen. I've already done my apology thing. But Mike said he's gonna. Bro, this is straight out of.
I'll go bald if they win 3-1. If they win 3-1, I'll go bald.
3-1.
Okay. Don't do that, Max.
I'll go bald.
No, but Mike is so sure it's not gonna happen.
We haven't won this since 2015. It's not happening.
Okay. No, hold on. If you win, not 3-1. If you win.
No, not if I win in 3-1.
Okay. So let's do this then. If you win, Mike, right?
Yeah.
Prime, you will host the show. You understand what I'm saying, right? But if you win by 3-1, then you know what you gotta do, Mikes? You have to go bald, and you have to make sure, and we have to have that footage here, man. You feel me, right?
Yeah. I'll go bald on True Ballers FC. Happily.
Wait, you'll shave your hair on here.
He will shave his hair on True Ballers FC, guys. You guys heard it here. All right? 3-1. By the way, remember, guys, he said if the game ends 3-1 to West Ham, that's what he will do.
So by the way, Mike's offered that, by the way. I don't know why.
That's why, bro.
Because it's not going to happen.
And
exactly.
And if City win, then it is what it is, man.
Listen, I'm just saying
3 goals in a game. Like,
I'm telling you right now, I unfortunately I will not be going live because I'm working on that day. But you can be rest assured I will be watching that game. I'm telling you guys, bro, because if that match ends 3-1, oh my god,
it's not happening, bro.
Anyway, listen, let's quickly move on. Next game, Southampton against Brentford. Just quick scoreline. What are you guys saying? Southampton at home to Brentford.
2-0 Brentford. Southampton don't shit.
Absolutely. Prime. What is he looking at?
Why are you making? I don't know why you're making that bet, because, like, you're taking. Don't make the bet.
What do you mean? Don't make the bet? It's not.
No, he's so sure. Hey, big up to my guy TJ.
It's not
every single time, man.
Yeah, it's fine.
Hey, big up to you, TJ.
I was only joking about 3-1 anyway. So.
I'm pretty sure.
I know you was. I know you was because you said Lopetegui in afterwards.
Honestly though, I do think West Ham could probably get something, but like then I think there's no problem. So
listen, TJ, I know you just arrived, but basically we're talking about the West Ham City game, and Prime basically said City are going to lose 3-1 to West Ham. No. Hold on. I want to make sure I get this very clearly. He said that they would win 3-1. West Ham would beat City 3-1. And if that happens, Mike said if that happens, he will go bald on True Ballers FC. So we got it. We got it here.
I also said, but Mike, ever since last show, old man wants to get someone else to do.
yeah, bro. Like, listen, Omar, you can bank on that all you want. It's not happening. West Ham don't score 3 goals in the game, let alone Manchester City. It's not happening. There's no point watching the game.
Okay. All right. Cool. But yeah, quickly, you said 2-0 Brentford. Prime, what did you say about the Southampton game, bro? Southampton versus Brentford.
St. Mary's.
Yeah.
Yeah, St. Mary's, yeah.
And by the way, big up to Flawless every single time for the raid, bro.
Is that Southampton? Is that Brentford goalkeeper injured?
No, he played today.
Did he? Flecken.
Yeah, he played.
Oh,
yeah, Flecken played today.
Yeah, okay. 3-1 Brentford.
All right, very quickly, final game on Saturday, Brighton at home against Arsenal.
3-1 Arsenal.
3-1 Arsenal. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Prime?
Yeah, same. 3-1.
I'm gonna go 1-0 Brighton.
Fucking hell. Fair.
It's going to be one of the shock results of the weekend.
Omar and
hey, no, I'm not doing any forfeits. Okay, it's very likely. Okay, I am not doing any forfeits. No,
shave your head.
No, we are not doing none of that. Okay, because this is the thing. Whether we like to admit it or not, this is not one of those things where it's gonna be out of nowhere. Let's be real, because Brighton could beat Arsenal, shock Arsenal with a win. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I went for it. I'm going for it. But Sunday, guys, Fulham versus Ipswich.
Oh, do you know what? That'll be a good game. Be quite open, but Fulham just about enough to go. Well, not just about. They're way more quality than Ipswich. 2-1 Fulham.
Brian?
Fulham or Ipswich? 2-0 Fulham.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Fulham. But this is the big one. Liverpool versus Manchester United.
Boy, I mean, this is the thing. It's one of them games where Liverpool should batter them. But we said this last year, but then again, Liverpool are better this year. Man United even worse than last year somehow. But still, I don't feel like it's going to be like another 7-0, even though Man United fans are probably fearing for that. But I'll go 3-0. I think Liverpool just play it like just take the piss.
Completely hear it. Right?
I think this is going to be worse than the 7-0. I think it'll be. I think Liverpool will win 2 or 3-0, but the performance and utter dominance will be worse than 7-0. Because if you watch that 7-0 game, it was that. The amount of goals Liverpool scored that were just off of luck.
And United started good that game.
Yeah, Liverpool didn't dominate United enough to be 7-0. But this game will be 2 or 3, but it'll just be pure dominance. Remember a few years ago when City beat United, I think, 2-0? But the game was just like a training game. It was just disgusting to watch. Yeah, that's how
the game against Oli, like where they just passed the ball around for fun. It was long.
All right, I'm really here. Honestly, if I'm gonna be very, very real, I mean, you're right. You just mentioned it, Mike. Let's be real. If we look at the performance, it shouldn't be a doubt. Let's be real, right? It shouldn't be a doubt. Liverpool are the form team coming into this game. United are arguably in their worst form I've ever seen from them, right? It's screaming that this is not just going to be a Liverpool win, but it's going to be a Liverpool dominance, right?
Yeah.
And honestly, the thing is, right? I can't even. I'm not going to go for a big victory. I think that they will win, but I don't think they're going to batter. I don't think they're going to like dominate them, like win by like 3 or 4 goals to nil or 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 2-0. 2-0 Liverpool. And big up to Bayesian. Speaking of Liverpool fans, big up to you, Bayesian Reds, man. Big up to Bayesian. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Bayesian Reds TV. Big up to you, Pops, every single time, bro. Big up to you every single time. But listen, the games don't end there because Monday we'll be back. We got Wolves against Nottingham Forest.
Mm. Yeah, these two don't like each other. So usually yeah, but it's not because it's like a Midlands derby or anything. It's because there was a penalty shootout that just got a bit feisty because of Morgan Gibbs White transfer, went from Wolves to Forest. Wolves fans didn't like it. It just got a bit fiery after that. But I think this could be a good game just because Wolves are on the bounce and stuff. But Nuno back at Wolves and stuff. We'll go 2-2.
2-2. Okay.
Yeah, it's one of them games where it can be really good or really, really shit.
I mean, Wolves are in a manager bounce right now. The manager that they just hired is currently doing incredibly well. So, what do you think, Fran? Wolves against Nottingham Forest.
I think a draw 2-2.
You know what it is, right? As much as I would say, Wolves they've got a manager bounce, bro. Nottingham Forest are having an incredible season. They're third in the table, right? They're playing incredibly well. They've gotten points from teams they've gone away to Chelsea, got a point there. They got 3 points against Liverpool, the only team that's actually beaten Liverpool this season so far, right? Mm-hmm. They've been doing incredibly well. And honestly, I'm going to tip them to win this game. But I think this is going to be a very, very good game. I'm going to go 3-2 Nottingham Forest. That's what I'm going for. But yeah, big up to everybody who's been here, guys. We've been here for over 2 hours, 45 minutes, man. Always love doing the show. We are back again for 2025, guys. This is going to True Ballers FC. We'll be back every single Wednesday or Thursday, guys. We're going to be always doing this show. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to everybody here. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Prime's channel. Subscribe to Mike's channel, West Ham fan. Listen, this weekend they're playing against they're playing against Manchester City, and if they could score 3 goals, I'm telling you guys, that episode, that match reaction is gonna be so fire, man. It's just gonna be saying the last goodbyes to his hair, man. Because listen,
it happened to him.
We'll see. But yeah, I don't think anybody is live, man. Everybody's
no. It's Omar wants to give everyone else a forfeit, but not himself because of what happened before.
No, because no. The difference is this: when we did our forfeit, I came out and said I would do it. You didn't tell me, oh, you have to go and do it. I actually came out and said, if that didn't happen, I would apologize. But the thing is, I didn't mention this. You understand what I'm saying, right? I said that they were going to lose. So it's not like at the end of the day, I came out and said they're going to win. So yeah, don't put me in that situation. But yeah, guys, listen, guys, we are going to be closing now. We've been out here for a while. Big up to my guy Flawless and Sarcasm City for the raid. Big ups to you every single time. Love every single time. Make sure you guys go subscribe to everybody here in the panel. Subscribe to Josh. I know he's been gone for a while. Make sure you guys go subscribe to YT. Go subscribe to everybody here. Big up to everybody who's been in the chat, guys. Big up to all of you people, man. This has been an amazing show. Make sure you guys like the stream. Subscribe to the channel. And yeah, guys. Anything else you guys want to say before you leave? Because I know you.
Lopetegui out, fam.
Lopetegui out. All right, Prime.
Let's talk about Barcelona.
What is there to talk about, man? We didn't play a game.
Okay.
Listen, we'll talk about the Barcelona thing.
You can't sign up your players.
Listen, everybody sees that, man. But listen. That whole situation still hasn't been resolved yet. I know people
have to pay a transfer fee and the wages.
Listen. Next week when we do True Ballers FC, right? Next week when we do True Ballers FC, everything would have been resolved by then. So by then, we would have either had to Daniel Olmo will officially be a free agent. We'll have to pay him everything that we owe him, right? Or we could be sitting here talking about a player we just registered. So, because I know people will say, oh, well, the deadline passed. Listen, We still have 3 days. La Liga have given us 3 days to still be able to register him. And Barcelona, I'm basically Barcelona convinced they will do it. So I'm still waiting for the next 3 days. Friday, I will know. But yeah, big ups to everybody here. And like I always say before we end the stream, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, and peace, you guys. Take care.
Barca's first fan.